100,000. Hey, I have 1,000. Okay, now we can put the game plan together. So you're going to bet 10% or 5% of your overall bankroll. Here are the games. You're going to build it up, and we'll go from there. That's the plan. So when you call 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669, that's what we tell you to do. Everyone. No one who's called this show, no one who's called this organization has ever been told to risk more than they can afford to lose. Never happened. Never will happen. Never has happened. Never going to happen. Right? What we have told you is, hey, how much do you have to put aside towards this? And we'll work it a certain way where we feel it'll go up, and we're living proof that it could happen. So for today, if you just want the free picks, no problem. We have 2 college basketball false favorites we love. One is over plus 200. One is right around plus 150. If you put them in a parlay for $100, it pays back around $650. Again, those numbers could be a little skewed, but it's right around there. 888-9-WIN-NOW. 888-994-6669. If you want to get involved with the initial bankroll program, we feel like this is the best, most safe way to gamble. It's a 3-game process. You have to risk your initial wager twice. This is gambling. There is a risk, but you can make 6 times that initial bet with those 3 plays. We'll show you how to do it again. We feel it's the best, most safe way to gamble. 888-994-6669. That's going to wrap up this edition of Sports Invest Daily. We'll end the show with the recap, and we'll catch you back next week. All right, here we go with the recap, and this one is brought to you by TakenVegas.com and GirlsThatGamble.live. What a Saturday we have planned for you. 2 false favorites in college basketball, absolutely free on a recorded line. Give us a call at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. Not only are these 2 false favorites going to hit, we expect them to win outright, and they are big underdogs. One of them over plus 200. Both are free on a recorded line at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. And if you want to learn how to treat sports wagering as a business and an investment, you get involved with our initial bankroll program. That program is designed to make 6 times your initial wager, only risking it twice. We'll show you how to do that. Give us a call at 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669. 2 false favorites in college basketball, and they're big ones, both free on a recorded line. 888-994-6669.
This program was paid for by 1220 Enterprises. The opinions and views expressed are not those of local stations. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes. Use of this information in violation of any federal, state, or local laws is prohibited. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I left the pizza box on top of my car before driving home. Not smart. Oh, and a semi just turned my deep dish into a thin crust.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ-FM in HD1 San Francisco, on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Live from downtown San Francisco, this is 95.7 The Game.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Saturday, an awesome Friday night. We got you locked and loaded, as always, for the next 3 hours on 95.7 The Game. This is Warriors This Week. Dan Devone's in the house. Pasta, a.k.a. Steven Risotto's in the house. His boy Big Vic is in the house. Evan Giddings with you on a Saturday morning, as always. And Dan...
I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear Giannis's name. You got like a minimum of like 4 of those for the next 3 hours, and I'm
You
out.
think that I wanted to talk basketball off the beginning of the show with you? Of
course
What
not.
I wanted to talk about is how helpless our trio is right now. Pasta, first of all, is, he's a mentor to some. Some.
It's blind leading the blind back there.
Well, that's kind of where I was going. Meanwhile, your bike is. I can't really put a finger on.
It's not really a bike. I don't know. That thing is from the 50s.
It has 2 wheels, and somehow you get around on it. Speaking of wheels, I got 1 wheel, and I'm limping around everywhere. Our show.
You're Shabuti. You ever heard that story? The old man from
I thought he was playing off Shabuzi.
No, Tipsy.
Do you know who that is?
Tipsy might be my favorite song. Are you serious? Okay. No, but so there's that story, the old guy who's like grew up during the Depression. He was so poor that his folks would send him to school, and all they could afford was a shoe and a boot. And he'd go to school, and the kids would make fun of him. They call him Shabuti. Hey, Shabuti, that's you. You got a boot.
Speaking of boots, I found out that...
What, that's not going to resonate with anybody? Let's call him Shabuti. All right.
You've had better nicknames. Pasta is absolutely one of them. I found out yesterday the original boot that you put on a car was called the Denver boot.
Yes, and you want it, yeah. And it was
I feel like you would know this.
Well, no, but it was funny because they actually thought of renaming it, and I kid you not, they were almost going to call it the Denver Revenge, because you want to know when that boot was implemented? It was right after, literally the Monday after the 49ers waxed the Denver Broncos in a Super Bowl. That was the Super Bowl in which Steve Young and Jerry Rice put up like 55 points in the Broncos.
Oh, I think that was Montana. That was the 5-touchdown game for Montana. Yeah,
I apologize.
No, but still.
The Denver Revenge.
The Denver Revenge. Yeah, that was one of the biggest blowouts. Super Bowl. It takes me an extra 20 minutes to get here this morning because I'm coming up 3rd Street. There is so much stuff already set up at the Moscone Center. They got 3 lanes down to 1. People are pulling over asking for directions. I'm not sure if you have a credential, but you can go pick it up in a little bit. Like there's a little pullover lane for you to get into and walk in. They have already set up the Pro Bowl field, which is a glorified flag football game. But if you go in there, that place is huge. I did not realize how big of a convention center, especially when you get into the inner sanctum, so to speak, of the Moscone Center. That place is absolutely massive.
Yeah, and the controversy with that wasn't controversy, is that it has a low roof, though. Because there was talk back in the day that would be the ideal home for the Golden State Warriors. Well before Chase. But the construct of that thing did not have basketball or sports or concerts in mind. So if you'll notice, it's perfect for convention space. But the fact that there is no elevation in terms of the roofing, because it's sort of, I want to say sub-level, I think. Maybe not.
No, it is. Yeah, you go down.
Yeah, so... they didn't do a very good job in terms of the engineering as far as providing sort of a higher ceiling to accommodate whatever.
The only building that I have seen that's been like semi-recent that has sort of, I don't want to call it architectural issues, but U.S. Bank Stadium in Minnesota, when it was built in 2017, 18, so one of the features of this building is it has this massive window which faces the north side of the building, and it's supposed to let in natural sunlight, so it can have the feeling of, you're playing a real football game outside, but you're inside, so you don't have to worry about how cold it is in Minneapolis. And one thing that they didn't realize at the time is that if you have a clear plate glass window, that birds will fly into it at an obscene rate. And so it was killing all of these birds. And they had to call...
What are the birds mistaking it for?
Well, they just don't see the window because it's clear. So these birds were flying into it over and over again during construction. And they had to create some sort of different tint because it was just killing a ton of birds.
So are you familiar with Smurf turf?
Boise State?
Boise State. Is it still blue? It is, I believe.
I think so. Then you have Eastern Washington, which is red.
So what's interesting is that there are stories there. When there's not a game and during a certain part of the year, you will see birds that'll nosedive, almost like kamikaze style, into that turf and die on impact, mistaking it for water. I mean, don't laugh, man. Peter will be up here, what.
Well, that was the problem, is Peter came in Minneapolis and said, this will not fly. Pun intended.
Ever seen that video of Randy Johnson in spring training?
Yeah.
Like the timing of where he obliterates a bird.
It exploded.
Like how those two things came together is just one of the most frightening things I think I've ever seen.
Well,
speaking of fields really quick, can I just talk about Soldier for a second?
Soldier Field?
Yeah.
Of course.
One of the reasons why they got to stay where they are, and this just dawned on me, the hell with the new stadium. For crying out loud, you're one of the Blue Bloods. It's Chicago, it's Soldier Field. Yeah, I know, the wind's coming off the lake and you're freezing your arse off. But you can't have Chicago in a dome stadium. How disgusting is that? Or even in one of these SoFi stadiums. No, it's the Bears, for crying out loud. And you can't tell me that's not a distinct home field advantage when someone like that from LA or the SoCal or California has got to go out there and blow into their hands and see their breath as they're calling their signals. Like, no, Chicago, stay put. Easy for me to say here in California.
Of course. Although you did just spend a week in the cold. How you doing, Dano?
No, I mean,
skin a little frigid
out, brother. How was what did your buddy have to say about it?
Oh yeah, so my friend was we're talking about NYC. Dan was back there this week, and it was sub-zero.
It was freezing with the wind chill. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just utterly ridiculous. He was in town for a convention or something, and he said, fortunately, New York is one of those cities where you can still have a great time and not go outside. But the issue is you have to still get to the subway. It's not like you can just meet. I mean, I guess you could take an Uber around or hop in a cab or something. But him and his buddies were staying, I think they were staying similar to where I was, not Kips Bay, but a little further up north on the east side. And most of their events were down kind of in the main financial district. And so he just said every single day they would basically get 16 layers on, bundle up, walk outside, head to the subway station, which happened to be the warmest place in the city because at least it was underground. And it was like the Arctic.
Yeah, so the subway this time of the year is where all the homeless people flock to. Actually, the homeless people are there year-round. There's a documentary, I want to say, like on maybe HBO, of the world inside of the subway. Like literally, there is a whole community that lives within the subway system that is New York City. I mean, almost like little towns and just these people that congregate all in this sort of sub-level, really very nocturnal world. But
in John Wick and that's how Lawrence Fishburne's entire gang receives and then distributes information, is they have people just living in the subway. And I feel like it's obviously embellished, but the whole point is the subway in New York City is unlike any other in the country in that everything happens. You can not only get anywhere, but it also, and I think they're trying to make the point that you can also learn everything about the city from its rails.
I highly, highly recommend the subway. If I become the billionaire that I aspire to be,
you're halfway.
I will never, ever get one of those, well, maybe sometimes, but I'm not somebody that's going to get car service. Like I cannot stand after flying to New York, getting into a cab after a 6-hour flight, getting into like an hour cab ride, getting into the city because you always get traffic coming on the bridge. I just want to get me on the subway. Let me see some real people. Let me see what's going on. And usually, if you're doing the crosstown bus or subway, you're going from the east to the west or the west back to the east. That's all the train does. It just goes back and forth. It goes from Grand Central to Times Square. And you have some of the most incredible performers on that train. Seriously. Free music.
Yeah, I can't really think about moving around too fast right now at all.
Let's rate the segue. How are you going to do it?
What I was going to say is, in this boot with this injury, I kind of feel like a Golden State Warrior the way this injury is. It wasn't as good as last one.
7.8 on the transition.
No, that's more of a 2 of 5. But Dan, so last night the Golden State Warriors get taken down by the number one team of these. First and foremost, all right, I don't know if you saw the betting line yesterday, and I hate that it always kind of starts and ends here for a lot of people, but the Warriors were favored last night. And I could not for the life of me figure out yesterday why that was the case. The Detroit Pistons did play the day before. They got waxed by the Phoenix Suns.
I think that had a lot to do with it.
Who also beat Cleveland last night on the tail end of a back-to-back. But Golden State was coming off of a little bit of rest. But they got guys out. I think the only dude who didn't play for Detroit was Karis LeVert, who's in the rotation. But anyways, they scored 45 points in the opening quarter. It's kind of all she wrote from there.
That first quarter was just so nasty, man. That was Detroit on display and just flexing its muscle and saying, hey, just take a peek of this team and where we're going. And I would not be surprised if they give Oklahoma a run for the money if those two teams meet in the finals. That is a good basketball team. And you know what? It's the NBA. It's all you got to do. Everybody's saying, well, you're not going to shoot at that clip for 4 quarters. You're not going to put up 45 points a quarter. But all you need to do is just do that for a quarter and then just, hang on, which is essentially what they did. But wow.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit, well, and that's the thing, too. It's the reason why they're not just the best team in the East, but they would be the second best team in the West right now with their record.
They're only 2 games back of OKC, or 1 game back?
1.5, I think it might be. But either way, they're incredibly good. And yes, they've pulverized their conference. They're 22-6 against the East, which would make them 12-6 against the West. I have concerns about Detroit as far as them winning a championship. But the thing about games like last night is, and you're going to see it when the Warriors play Boston soon. They'll play Denver, who just got Nikola Jokic back last night against the Clippers. They're going to be playing some better teams coming up. The Warriors are. And this is what, even though they're the 11 seed and they're hanging on by, they still got a 3.5 game cushion on Portland. There's just going to be some nights where, and unfortunately Curry goes down and exits, doesn't return. You're just going to find them completely overwhelmed. And I think that's why you brought his name up at the beginning, so I don't have to say that I did. Why the carrot that is dangling at the trade deadline in Giannis is so appeasing and appealing to some people, because what they have on a night in and night out basis is just generally not going to be good enough to play with a team that I don't think Detroit is going to win the title, but they're absolutely in the mix, and the Warriors don't have a seat at the table.
The compare and the contrasting between the two is so evident. That's a young, strong, inside-out, talented basketball team. And I don't really know what the Warriors are anymore. I think they lost a lot of their identity with the absence of Butler, but they're certainly not young. They're not athletic. They're older, and it's sort of this hodgepodge of older guys and Al Horford's crickety bones going up and down the floor, and then some younger guys who are okay, like Moody and Podziemski. It's a weird sort of mix, whereas you have Detroit that is clearly a young, physical, good-looking, badass basketball team. And who wouldn't want to play with Cade Cunningham, man? That dude just seems like he's got it wired and like the perfect demeanor to succeed, I think.
No, he's incredible. So the guy who covers the Pistons for The Athletic, Hunter Patterson, he went to my high school. He was a couple years below me, and it's been really cool to see him kind of rise through the ranks as a journalist.
Is he at the Free Press?
No, he's at The Athletic.
Oh, okay.
But he used to be in SAC, and he kind of started working there, but Detroit's his first beat. And he got there, I think, a few years ago. So he was there when they were bad. And he was there, I think, in Cade's, either his rookie season or the year after. Anyways, he was telling me that Cade Cunningham is one of the chillest dudes that he's come across. And if he needs him for 10 minutes to get some quotes, if he wants to sit down for a feature story. Mind you, this is a guy who signed a max rookie deal the summer before last and is a made man in many senses. Cade Cunningham is a freaking star. And you saw last night, he's one of those guys that it's a little like Shea, but to me, without as much of the foul baiting. The game just kind of moves at his pace. And he's 6'6", 6'7", he's tall. And now this year, with his point guard duties, he's been able to cut down the turnovers. And against teams like the Warriors, where, if he's guarded by Curry, Pods, even Moody, or they'll throw on him, you're just not going to stop him from getting to where he needs to go.
Yeah, that's a good description. He doesn't force anything. He doesn't need an ISO. He doesn't need to, force shots, or the game just comes to him. And it's so organic. And when he sees an opportunity, he takes it. If not, he gets other guys involved, and you can clearly see the talent and also the balance of having an inside-out game. He is the prototypical star in the NBA. And it's just, I don't know, Detroit's not a small market, and maybe it's because of his personality, but you don't hear a lot about this guy. He could be the face of this league. I think we talked about this last week. I mean, before you hand the mantle to Ant-Man, once this iteration of Steph Curry and LeBron James exit stage left, Cade Cunningham he's as good as anybody.
And what he's been able to do for that team and that franchise, you just saw it last night. They come in limping off a loss and haven't had a great road trip. They just take care of business, and that's why they're at the position they are. It's interesting comparing, I think, Detroit with Golden State's situation at the deadline, because Golden State's the team, and we can get into it over the course of these 3 hours. By the way, 888-957-9570 is the number. The clock?
Yeah.
Well, there's one on your computer.
Where? Seriously, there isn't one. Oh, down in the right-hand corner. All right, whatever.
Well, there's a clock down there. There's also one on your phone.
I'm just accustomed. Like every time I come into the studio, there's a huge clock to my left.
Were you a guy that wore a wristwatch?
No,
I'm just, before there were digital watches. I'm just asking.
Look at me, man. I don't have anything on my hands. I would never.
You and I have skinny wrists, but I can ask if, maybe you wore a watch. I feel like that's prototypical.
No, man.
Okay.
You think I'm that guy who's like going to Vegas with rings and my shirt unbuttoned and a golden medallion around my hairy chest?
I know you had a nipple ring.
Speaking of nipples, I know that here's your transition.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I transitioned back to the Warriors and you transitioned into nipples.
Listen, nobody wants to see Steph Curry leave, but it's going to happen.
Okay.
And his days are a bit numbered. And before we say we're never going to see anybody like him, we may not, but we used to say that about Michael Jordan. We said that you'll say that about LeBron, said it about Magic, and there's always somebody who is waiting in the wings. Ladies and gentlemen, once Steph Curry is gone, may I introduce to you Cade Cunningham.
That is a 10. That is a 10.
How well can that dude shoot, though? Seriously, his shooting, I'm just telling you, for those of you that aren't familiar with this rookie, what it is that he's doing as far as shooting percentage and getting threes, and he moves like Steph. He's perpetually moving, running the baseline. He's going to have that gravitational pull within the next 2 years. So while Steph, there'll never be anything like him, I'm just saying if you think you're going to miss outside shooting, just keep an eye on the kid out of Charlotte.
No, he's really freaking good. And I think he's just, look, anytime there's a college squad, specifically a blue blood, that has an apex player, right, Cooper Flagg, the guys around them, I think, just get grouped into they're only good because of X player, right? But some of these guys, I mean, what was it, Danny Green at UNC, I think he might have played with Hansborough or Ty Lawson, but like with other great college players. And so you kind of forget, like, this guy's really freaking good.
Because we're all focused on Cooper.
Exactly. Or you think that their success is a byproduct of the player that they're playing with. It wasn't necessarily that way with RJ Barrett and Zion, but there was, I think it might have been Tyus Jones who was on that team, who was also pretty good, and obviously he's made a nice career.
It used to happen
in
Alabama football every year, right? Like you would focus on one guy, and then there's like 3 offensive linemen, wide receivers, and running backs. You're like, oh yeah, geez, you're pretty good.
Yeah. Or what was the? There was one receiving core at Clemson, and they played with
Smith.
Might have been Taj Boyd. It was DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, and who was my guy who ran a 4.2 for the Pittsburgh Steelers? He was like 6'4", ended up playing for the Raiders. I forget his name, but there were 3 of them on the same team. Guys were utterly ridiculous. Sorry. It wasn't him. It wasn't Mike Williams. It was DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins.
Oh, Sammy Watkins.
And,
he's still
it's going to bite me. Yeah, he is. But anyways, you don't know which one is the greatest because they're all playing so well together. Do you have
Martavis Bryant.
Martavis Bryant.
Oh,
yeah, he had some issues off the field. Good call, Vic.
Oh, he's a Raider. Par for the course.
He had some issues when he played for the Steelers. But the point is, you don't know how good some of these ancillary players are. But Cade Cunningham, he was a bad boy at Duke. And you can see it already that this guy is, I don't know if he's leading the Rookie of the Year race, but he's certainly neck and neck with Cooper.
No, it's all Cooper. I mean, as good as Cade Cunningham is, as good as your boy Cedric Coward and BJ Edgecombe and all these guys, Cooper Flagg, he's on a plane all by himself. He went for 49 the other night.
Yeah, and he lost.
Dude is...
To who?
He's for real.
Cade Cunningham. Well, he also threw it away at the end. But to me, in a way, and this is a Warriors show, what Cade Cunningham doing in Charlotte is more impressive than what Cooper and Flagg is doing in Dallas because that team is not bad. Charlotte's won 5 games in a row. They're one of the best teams. They were one of the best teams in terms of net rating in the month of December. And LaMelo's there, and he's playing well. But I think Knipple and the rest of those rookies, like right now, if you were going to pluck one of the guys from that class not named Cooper Flagg and drop them on the Golden State Warriors, Knipple to me would be the pick.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I like that kid. Excuse me. Dylan Harper's pretty damn good.
Harper's nasty. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he has to come off the bench because of how deep that backcourt is. Edgecombe is also really good. Oh, so the Sixers are coming to town on Tuesday. Do you know that Slam Magazine still exists?
I think I do, and I only know this because when I was doing the evening show, we had a writer on, and I was like, "You're from Slam Magazine? That's still around?" Yeah.
So my buddy he works in PR for the Sixers, and was just posting on his IG pictures of a photo shoot, and I didn't realize it was for Slam Magazine, but they're trying to build, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe as the next big thing in Philly, and he sent me a picture of the front page because he's trying to promote and thinks that I'm going to go buy a Slam Magazine, and it was really cool to see, number one, that Slam Magazine is still around, but also that these guys are being marketed as even more so than Embiid. They're trying to get away. Paul George, I think, was just suspended this morning for violating a drug policy or performing. I don't know. But 25 games he's done. Who right now is on the cover of Slam Magazine alongside Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors?
Pods?
Oh, God.
Who?
It might be.
Oh, that's what I see.
That's my point, is if you're putting somebody on the magazine for the Warriors right now.
I thought he was actually on. The best thing about Slam was their cover. I want to say, they
were great.
Great photography. Or they just had those great covers. And past that, the writing was nah. But I think they. Because if you're at the airport,
as a kid, I'm looking for the pictures.
Yeah, right.
You got I'm just looking at a couple of the covers. Oh, Cade Cunningham was on one last year. Your boy. So is that the guy that you're investing the most stock in among the young greats?
Cade?
Yeah.
Sure. I think Detroit is just. I like that style of play because Duncan Robinson, he's really needed because the one thing they didn't have a year ago was shooters.
Well, they did, but he got caught up in gambling.
And now you get Duncan Robinson. And they have I love the way they play inside. They have more paint points than anybody. I love Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren was he looks like a Greek god. Is that really a human being? I mean,
he's who you want Trace Jackson Davis to be.
God, no. Those are two.
Jalen Duren is who you think that TJD could blossom into.
Jalen Duren will have TJD's body in 30 years. Right now, he and Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart out of the University of Washington, shout out Montlake, are two amazing. Their inside game, hanging in the dunker spot, putbacks, the strength, and then the agility and the athleticism of Cade Cunningham, the shooting of Duncan Robinson. They just have all bases covered. Will they win the title? I mean, we'll find out. But there are very little holes in that basketball team.
Well, I find it funny, and maybe it's just because of the way that the CBA has set up the aprons. But Detroit, we're talking about the deadline, and we're going to get into why the Warriors should or shouldn't make a move or who they should go after. But to me, in a typical year, the Pistons are a team to me that should be talked about as being players in the trade market. They're legitimately, if they look at their team, I think they're missing something, but they could tell me or whoever else they're a piece away from winning a championship, and I would believe them. Golden State is what they're trying to do right now, or what they're trying to pull off to me is a move to remain relevant.
Exactly.
It's not a move to compete for a championship. It's a move to basically appease Steph Curry for the remainder of this season and hopefully next season.
And not even appease him in winning a championship, but appease him in winning those quote unquote meaningful games.
Or just to play in them.
That's the point. It's not about a championship. If people out there think that they're a Giannis away from winning a title, you're delusional. What Giannis will do is that maybe you don't have to have the conversation about the play-in. Maybe you get into the playoffs. But the buck stops there. You're not competing with San Antonio. You're not competing with OKC. I don't even know if you can get on the same floor with Denver. But yeah, Giannis maybe gets you into a playoff, and you can play those sort of games. They're going to be nationally televised on ABC, and Steph returns to center stage. And he can shimmy in front of everybody, and that's enough for him, I think, at this point. It's not a title.
No, I mean, I think last year is what he's asking for, an opportunity to take a swing at it and see if you could win a series, maybe win two, an injury preventing them from perhaps beating Minnesota, but that's what we're aiming at. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The trade deadline, just a few days away, Thursday, noon. We got it. An opportunity for Golden State to maybe go for Giannis, to sit pat. What are you feeling like right now as the Warriors stare into the barrel of the NBA trade deadline? 888-957-9570 is the number. That's Dan Devone. My name is Evan Giddings. This is Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill to see the full selection of Thermador appliances. Thermador provides a range of possibilities, from refrigeration to dishwashers or cooking with steam or convection. Come into Friedman's Appliance, and right now, you can receive up to 3 complimentary gifts with qualifying purchase. See all Thermador appliances displayed beautifully in live working vignettes at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill and at friedmansappliance.com.
The NFL is taking over the Bay Area with Super Bowl Experience presented by Jersey Mike's. February 3rd through 7th at the Moscone Center, North and South. Dive into an immersive football festival celebrating all 32 teams, plus interactive games, player autographs, photos with the Vince Lombardi Trophy, exclusive NFL shop merchandise, and much more. It's the ultimate Super Bowl week event with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $40 and kids 12 and under attend for free. Visit superbowl.com to buy your tickets today.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The Golden State Warriors are back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Warriors. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, proud partner of the Golden State Warriors. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, it's Steiny, and we got a big game Sunday, and it's happening at Bay Street, Emeryville, and it's the perfect spot for the whole family. Pre-game fun starts at 2 o'clock, TVs on the terrace, a huge plaza screen, games, prizes, and activities for the kids. And the food? Ramen, tacos, pizza, even that big game special Sunday at Humphrey Slocum Ice Cream. It's going to be amazing. Bay Street is Bartable, too. Grab a drink and get home safe. Details at BayStreetEmeryville.com/events.
If you're looking for energy, action, and a place that keeps everyone entertained, head to Ghostwood Kitchen in Redwood City. Ghostwood Kitchen isn't just great food and cold microbrews. It's all about the fun. Jump into a friendly game of Pop-A-Shot, race it out on Mario Kart, or grab a cue and challenge friends to a round of pool, all while enjoying a cold brew or a bite. Add in wall-to-wall sports and a lively neighborhood vibe, and it's easy to see why Ghostwood Kitchen is the local place to be. Come for the food, stay for the fun. Only at Ghostwood Kitchen.
95.7 The Game and Great Clips have teamed up for the new basketball season. We want our listeners to look fresh with a great haircut from Great Clips. Each week, we'll pick a lucky winner to score a gift card. For a chance to win, courtesy of Great Clips, enter online at 957thegame.com.
Listen all week as 95.7 The Game broadcasts live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Join the Morning Roast with Shasky and Spadoni from 6 to 10 a.m., Steiny and Guru from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Willard and Dibbs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day this week, live to hear all of the big guests, big news, and everything that is happening here in San Francisco for the big game. Brought to you by Waymo. Kick off the big game with autonomous rides. Get around the city with Waymo, the world's most experienced driver. Download the Waymo app and ride today.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google and Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Don't miss Kid Cudi with Big Boy of Outkast at Shoreline Amphitheater on June 23rd. Buy your tickets at LiveNation.com. And for your chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, hit up the contest page at 957thegame.com.
Moody, bounce pass Horford. Horford right corner. There's Draymond. Another 3 for Draymond. Got it. Boom for Draymond. That's his 3rd 3. He now has 800 for his NBA career. And joining only Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry with 800 or more threes in Warriors history.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
If that's not the modern NBA, I don't know what is. Thank you, Tim Roy, by the way, for the call on 95.7 The Game. Draymond Green's hit 800 threes in his career.
Oh, my God.
He shot it last night. I'll give him that.
And he made him. I want to say he was like 1 shy of his high.
Shocked you talking to me.
For a half. I think he had 4. I think his career high is 5. Hey, I just came to the realization of the difference between you.
Maybe in the regular season. I saw him hit, well, he hit 6 threes in Game 7 of 2016. The game the Warriors lost.
This is for a half.
Oh, for a half.
Yeah, he had 4.5 yesterday.
By the way, you see some of those old Draymond Green clips that pop every once in a while from like 2017 to 2019. Dude, he was so good, man.
Yeah, they all were, man.
Draymond Green was a freaking athlete.
Yeah, let's not forget.
Well, I was reminded of this because last night the giveaway was the Draymond Green Michigan State bobblehead. And I remember watching him in college. I was a lot more, I mean, I am into college basketball now, but it's more kind of just through St. Mary's in the West Coast Conference. But I used to be a college basketball hawk. And Tom Izzo's Michigan State teams were always great because they were like a lock for the Sweet 16 every single year. And Draymond Green was a dominant college basketball player by his senior season. That dude was a triple-double tweener. He could do everything on the floor. And just watching some of these old clips, especially compared to now, it's night and day for this guy.
By the way, how was the emceeing event last night?
It was good. I was definitely pretty nervous at first. So
tell the people where you were.
Okay, so I was out in Moraga, St. Mary's baseball. They won the conference championship last year. Was their second in program history, and it was the 10-year anniversary of the 2016 team that made the first regional appearance ever in program history. So a lot of the guys from the 2016 team were there, obviously everyone from last year's team, but it's a massive fundraiser, and they're trying to raise money to, I don't know, last year it's get turf, it's upgrade the stadium, This year, they're trying to raise money to build a new scoreboard, all these different projects that they have going on for the program. So they needed someone to host, essentially, and they asked me to do it. Now, I had done public speaking events and talked to different groups before, but I've never done that level of fundraiser, especially with the amount of people. There was nearly 400 people in attendance for it. So at the beginning, I was pretty frightened. You act confident and you kind of walking around, maybe have a pop to kind of simmer the nerves. But the first minute or so when people are still kind of getting to their seats and you got to like crack a joke or tell some stupid story that's not going to land. At that point, I was pretty nervous. And then after that, it faded up throughout the night. So it worked pretty well. Shout out to Eric Valenzuela, head coach, who helped put it all together. And I want to say that everybody else had, at least from what I could tell, had a really fun night. So I was happy to be a part of it. There's also some strong cocktails, man.
There's a big difference, but I always found this on television, that it was really easy for me to, especially in the latter part of my career when I started out in television, I'd be in a studio and you would have floor directors, right? Like you would have people that would be manning the cameras. Like the director would be back in the control room and say, single Dan up on camera 1. So the operator at camera 1 would frame me up and I could see them getting into place. And then when I left, it was all digital. So it was all robotic, right? And it was really weird because I would be in the studio by myself. And when I'd be doing not a show with the news team, but I had these half-hour specials I would do, whether it was a pre- or post-game show. And I would just be talking in a studio. I could hear, obviously, an ongoing conversation with my director and my producers, but it would just be me and these robotic cameras. And you get really comfortable to it. It's just me in a studio. But then when I had to do public appearances, it was frightening because it's like, oh my God, all these people. And getting accustomed to sort of that intimacy of people that are staring back at you is nothing that you could really sort of replicate, in doing this. I mean, right now, you and I are just having a conversation. Meanwhile, there's some coconut driving around Vallejo right now actually listening to us and thinking that we know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, that's what I was trying to explain to one of the players because he was... So they have this, it's not a class, but they have this setup in their academic calendar, St. Mary's does, called Jan Term, where you basically take classes off for about a month, it's a few weeks, and you study something that's off the beaten path. So it could be someone told me they took like a happiness class where it was a Zoom call once or twice a week where you try and learn how to become a happier person. It could be knitting. It could be sports broadcasting. So one of the kids was kind of interested in, I think he was a pitcher, was interested in what we were doing because I met them all before, introduced myself to the guys. Coach V's like, hey, he works for the Warriors. So he wanted to ask about I don't work for the Warriors, but he wanted to ask about broadcasting. And he's like, how do you guys talk on the radio? How are you not scared bleepless? And I said, well, it's really, I'm just talking to this coconut across from me and, pasta in the back. I don't have to talk to 400 people every single day like I have to do tonight. Yeah, I don't have to talk to Goo, even though he might be listening right now at the gym. And if he is, shout out to him. This is completely different. So to me, last night was a little bit of an emotional hurdle that I had to get over. But, I had a pop. So this was one piece of advice that some guy gave me, which I don't know if I really want to use in the future. He told me, especially when you're at the podium because they can't see, if you're fidgeting or nervous that much outside of what's up top, pinch yourself. And I thought that was just some fairy tale type, all right, well, come on, pinch myself, I'm here, I'm in front of you guys. No, he said, literally, like if your hand's in your pocket,
that sounds really sadomasochistic.
Pinch yourself. And I said, well, this ain't self-flagellation.
Why don't you get nipple rings when you do your next event?
Conca nipple rings? No, that one I cannot do.
What is going on here?
That's sort of like a little Wim Hof. You know who Wim Hof is?
Wim Hof.
He's the guy who does these, I think he's in Denmark, he's Danish, and he started the ice plunges, which sort of took off, and now it's sort of the thing to do in Hollywood. And it's sort of this pain that provides this endorphin rush and puts you in a good frame of mind. But the pain is he went through some stuff, and he lost his wife, and I think he lost family members to suicides and whatever. And it was it was therapeutic for him is to jump in, not what I do, swimming in the bay in 55-degree weather. This dude was literally swimming and spending upwards to 45 minutes in temperatures of like 38 degrees.
Well, speaking of tragedies, that was actually one of the cool, not a tragedy, but that was one of the cool parts
I got something for you,
about
bro.
last night was there was a player from the 2016 team who came up and was talking about his experience with St. Mary's and, you know, all of his buddies that were there. But he told a pretty deeply personal story about his battle with addiction and how the coaching staff at St. Mary's, you know, he went into rehab right before he got to college in his senior year of high school, so he didn't play his senior year. But as he was coming to St. Mary's, he was coming out of rehab, and the coaching staff really helped sort of usher him along the correct path to now to the point where he's a successful businessman, he's got a wife, he's got 2 kids, and he said as of last week he was 14 years clean. And this is a guy who's basically my age, right? The 2016 class, that's when I graduated college. So to think about where a guy had been at that age in his life to dealing with those personal issues and some stuff that's absolutely real across all communities, that was a pretty dope part of the evening to hear his story.
It's just dawned on me. There's a guy, he's a friend of mine, that is a singer, and he has one of his songs is Pretty Boy. His kid committed suicide. He's this really cool dude, and he has a band. And something you would be into, he's always inviting me to his gigs, and I always hear he's like really good. Like, it does not what he does full time. He's actually a doctor. This is one of the trippiest guys I know. And he would, if you would go to one of his gigs, he would love it because he would love to talk sports. This guy, I'm telling you, he looks exactly like Osama bin Laden. But you talk to him, and he is like, first of all, he's a physician. He lived in New York. He knows his basketball, and he's just like this amazing like musician and singer. He was coming out of the water once, and his hair and his beard was just like coming down to his knees. And he's of Middle Eastern descent. And this woman, as I was going into the water, I heard her. She was not a member of the Dolphin Club, but she just happened to be there on a day pass. And she was, as he was coming out, I heard her say, "Oh my God, it's Jesus of Nazareth." You got to see this guy. He's one of the trippiest dudes I've ever met, but he's like one of the most entertaining and interesting people. Huge Knicks fan.
What was the last live music event that you attended?
Oh, God. I went to actually, God, you would know the guy. I had to go to something in Ibiza.
Shabuzi?
No, I would love to see Shabuzi, man. I would look. Hey, don't laugh, man. You want me to throw you down some? You think
I've seen Shabuzi? I've slugged single malt whiskey at a Shabuzi show.
You think I'm not down with? I'll go some Post Malone and Rockstar with you if you want.
He doesn't sing. He doesn't rap anymore. He's a country singer.
I love that song, man.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna hear him play it because he doesn't do rap.
I asked you this last week. Let's just do your favorite song every week. It doesn't have to be of all time, but just say
my favorite song of
for
the
me.
week.
That's no problem. I can give you. If you were to ask me my favorite song, I'd say this week I would say "Under My Thumb" Stones.
Oh, this week. All right, hang with me for a sec. Gotta be Bruno Mars this week. Bruno Mars has got some bangers, man. Okay, I don't think you understand how it is walking around every single day listening to these pop stations that play music over and over.
They play Bruno Mars.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a super catchy song. The song Just Might, it has been ringing around my head all week. Because I don't know if you noticed, I don't get places very fast right now because I'm in a boot. So anytime I walk through this hallway, I can hear the entire first verse by the time I get from door A to door B. And I like the song.
When I ask you that question, it's so loaded because you're probably the one guy at the station, the one guy I know that has such an appreciation for music and a deep musical background in terms of music and you and that relationship. And you love all sorts of genres. You listen, you go to clubs more than anyone. So I thought that in answering that question, you would provide something with a little bit more depth, but you went Bruno Mars.
Well, see, this is where you have to understand, Dan, that there are levels to this. And the levels being, yeah, I can be a guy that can sit down and listen to something from 1954. I can be a guy who can dive headfirst into Nirvana in the late 80s and early 90s. I can also be a guy that can sit down and enjoy a pop song from 2026. I can enjoy just about any piece of music, any ballad that you throw my way.
You know what a patter is? I found this out.
Pitter-patter?
A patter is when you go to a concert or you go to a club and someone's singing their sets and they sing a song, and in between songs, they talk about the next song or the song that they just sang. You know, a lot of performers will do that. Miles Davis hated patter. Like he would turn his back to the audience. He could not stand doing that. So I just learned this week. So that when somebody is on stage and they're filling essentially, and they're talking about, you know, what motivated them or the origin came from the next song they're about to play or the song that they just sang, that's called patter. There you go.
Oh, sorry, I was a little distracted.
You were sleeping?
No, I was distracted because I was trying to figure out earlier why Paul George got suspended 25 games, and it was the anti-drug program. He violated NBA's anti-drug program.
Yeah. By the way,
he wasn't coming back anyways.
Can I transition into why you should have no interest in Giannis? It's because of the Paul Georges of the world.
What are you talking about?
It's like you do not want a guy at 32 years of age.
He's not 32. Paul George is like 36.
No, but I'm talking about Giannis. Like that's such a bad idea on the part of the Warriors.
Now, why would it be a bad idea?
I know we can live in the here and now because, man, he's got... So what are you going to do after a year and a half? He's just going to walk?
No, you're going to sign him to a max contract.
Okay. Well, that's where you lose me.
He's going to be here for 4 years.
That's where you lose me.
Why?
You're going to sign this dude to a $60 million deal. What is he doing right now?
I think it's actually going to be 70.
What is he doing right now?
Giannis?
Yeah.
Well, he's sitting with you and me. He looks just like I do.
Exactly.
He has a boot on his leg.
Exactly. This is not Giannis of 2021 when he won a title. You have got to manage this dude. You got to load manage this guy already because the tread on those tires are wearing thin. I hate saying this. Nobody wants to talk injuries. It's a matter of time before he pops that Achilles, man. How many times are you going to deal with the calf? I know. I'm just saying. Like,
what are you talking about
because
here?
you have to think about this when you're investing into somebody at age 32 that's often injured that you think is going to be the focal point of you winning another title. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, man. I'm going the other way. Like,
how bad do you think Giannis is? Or I should say,
he's amazing right now.
He's a top 5 player in the league.
But he might be the best player in the league right now.
He's not the best. But
he might be the best two-way player in the league.
He could be if he could shoot. But he is a top 5 player.
You tell me he can't score? He's averaging 30 a game.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a jump shot, which is unbelievable.
Which is why he can't play with Draymond.
Well, you could send Draymond out.
Okay. Tell Draymond that.
Draymond would understand.
Draymond last night,
he scored 15 points.
I know, he was good. And you talked about Draymond back in the day. We forget how good he was.
He fouled out, though.
But this is why last week I was going off on him again of like he fouled out of a game against Dallas and he lost the Warriors in a game against Dallas because he went on one of these ridiculous tirades, which I'm not just giving a wash anymore. I'm pointing out the fact that this man is not normal. Amazing basketball player, but I have to shine a light on just when it's just sort of like, well, it's Draymond. No, this is not normal. Last night, he gets teed up. Did you see this? He gets teed up in this game in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets teed up on a play in which he says he was grabbed. I think he was grabbed by Thompson. And so Steph tried to throw him a pass and went out of bounds. And, of course, he starts going nuts. I was grabbed. And so Steve Kerr says, let's replay it. They're going to replay it. So the refs don't get everything. And Draymond is still yelling at the ref. They're already called a dead ball timeout because they're going to replay it. The ref, you could see the ref saying, okay, Draymond, we're going to replay it. And if the video supports what you're saying, then we will overturn the call. He's still going on to the point where the ref's like, dude, that's enough. And he tees him up. And you're just like, Draymond, go back to the bench. They're going to review it, and you will be proven right if indeed what it is you're saying is correct. Why do you need to take it there? And the reason why I point that out is because this dude has got rage issues like no one I've ever seen.
I think he's gotten better over the last few years.
Oh, yeah. Last night was certainly on full display.
Well, he didn't take it out on anybody. He didn't get suspended. He didn't get thrown out of the game. I call that progress.
God, the bar is low.
It is. No, I'm kind of having fun with you. But I'm also, I guess we're just at the point that To me, if you're going to do something about it, it would be between now and Thursday or this summer.
He's not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No, the Warriors are just, no.
I wonder.
They're married with that guy.
Well, they are right now, but they're also married to their head coach right now. And I think that, to me, if you traded for someone like Giannis, or if you got a big boy in here, in a way, you would double down on your marriage to the older guard. Like, you wouldn't, I mean, if Draymond goes out, Draymond goes out. But if he stays and you use, let's say, Butler's contract to acquire Giannis, this is all obviously hypothetical. To me, you, in a way, have to keep Draymond even maybe beyond next season. Because what are you doing? You have to keep Steph with him. I think Draymond is going to be in the picture, and Steve Kerr has to be in the picture. You're going to bring a brand new head coach in here to coach Steph and Giannis. I don't think that's a wise decision, and especially elevating someone. I know he's played under Terry Stotts before. He was an assistant in Milwaukee, but
I don't think it matters.
Well, no, it doesn't. But I'm saying if you go out and get a guy like that, to me, you are doubling down on your older generation. And I'm personally not the biggest fan of that because I just don't know who or what you're going to be able to accomplish doing that.
If you continue to mortgage the future, you get rid of all of those draft picks. For Giannis.
But this is the thing, though, and like I see both sides of it. I don't like it, but you have to do it.
You don't.
Yes, you do. Dan, you might be the only guy in the Bay Area, even though you're just in New York, sitting in subatomic or what was that? What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, sub-zero conditions. You're the only guy in the Bay Area who's sitting here staring down the barrel of a Giannis trade and just saying, yeah, I'll bite the bullet.
Hey, listen, I was the only guy saying don't get Paul George. I was the only guy saying don't get Lauri Markkanen. I was the only guy saying you don't want Kevin Durant. You don't point out.
Jimmy Butler was thrown in there too.
Jimmy Butler, I missed on. All right, but I'm not sure that I necessarily.
I was going to say you might be vindicated now.
But let me just ask you: when, aside from maybe Kyrie Irving, is acquiring a superstar in their 30s? Because everybody's like, "Oh, let's go get him and win a title." That's not how it's done.
Anthony Davis.
Okay. The LeBron James sort of let me just put together my own basketball team. I'm just sort of removing that from the equation. Like
well,
LeBron,
you already have your.
LeBron went and he would go get his. Yeah, LeBron would go get his guys.
Now get your Anthony Davis.
If Steph was in his 20s and Giannis was in his 20s, yes. But when you're talking about an aging team, it does not work. What works is that you're going to have to go young, get in the lottery. Yes. You can't miss on these guys. You can't do another James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga. You know, I'll even throw a Moses Moody in there. You got to hit on some of these guys. But that's the recipe. I know at some point, Evan, even if you get Giannis and you get rid of all of those draft picks, you're going to have to pay the bill because Steph is going to retire. He cannot play forever. And then what? At some point, the check is going to be due. And you have to prepare for that day because it's not that far off.
You can push, kind of kick the can down the road.
No, whatever. You're being
Erickson Milbury. We finally got some calls, Dan, because we actually started talking basketball here. 888-957-9570 is the number. Eric, what's going on, man? Good morning. How you doing?
What's up, guys? Yeah, that's insane thought by your coach there. You have to go in on all Giannis. Obviously, the injury history kind of scares you a little bit, but that's the risk you take. And to me, Giannis is a top 5 player, and you're not only wanting to compete now for a title, but after Curry leaves, you need Giannis to be the face of the franchise going forward, and they're going to build around him. So there's no downside to me in terms of that because I'll throw in anybody. Obviously, besides Curry, and nobody's untouchable. And Draymond, get rid of him. The guy's useless now. He's no good anymore. They'll take him, take Butler and Kuminga. To me, I think they want to just be able to keep Melton. I think Melton is showing he's a legit player, and you keep some of them. Hopefully, can keep Moody because I think he's showing out too. He can be a nice young player who can hit shots. So I think going forward, guys, you got to make this move. And if you don't, Dunleavy's got to have a backup plan because if they don't get Giannis, they got to have something going forward because the Bucks might hold it off to the summer. So what do you guys think about? They might just hold it off until the summer, and the Warriors will be left with nothing to hold them back. So you got to think if you're Dunleavy, just don't go in on Giannis because they don't even have the best offer, in my opinion. I think Miami probably can come in. So if you're Dunleavy and if you don't get the deal done, I don't think you're going to get Giannis in the offseason because I think they can get a haul for him if they wait. I'll get your thoughts on that. Thanks for the time, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Appreciate the call. I'm kind of with him. I think that Milwaukee would be wise to wait until the summer because there's going to be more teams. And also, it just, maybe now is when they're laying the groundwork for these things. But if you're Golden State, and I am with Eric, that if you don't get him now, it's going to be a lot tougher in the summer when there's 2 or 3 other teams in the mix.
Yeah, and there's teams right now that don't have draft capital, but they will in the offseason.
Yeah, like Miami.
And the Lakers. And so I think that during the offseason, if you're Detroit, which I think that there's nothing to see here because nothing's going to happen in a week, it would be prudent if you just say, hey, Giannis, sorry, man, whatever. You can go climb in the locker for the last couple of months or do what it is that you want to do. We're going to get into the lottery. We're going to do this over the offseason, and we'll work with you. But we have more options. We have to think about our future. We have more options during the offseason, and that's – and plus, you're going to have teams that are going to reassess, right? Let's say San Antonio or, I don't know, let's say OKC, somebody falls short. OKC's got all that draft capital. Let's say that they...
Or San Antonio.
Yeah, let's just say that they fall short or don't have a good postseason. And they reassess and like, you know what? We need Giannis. I mean, there's so many things that can happen between now and then that if I'm in Detroit, I'm doing it on my timetable, not Giannis's.
Yeah. 888-957-9570 is the number. We got to hit a break, but I see you, Scott. I see you, Austin. We'll get your calls on the other side on Warriors This Week with Dan Devone and Evan Giddings. How are you feeling about the trade deadline? What is the move? Are you like Dan? Do you want to stand pat and kind of wait this thing out? Or are you feeling like it's a move that has to be made? I'll tell you why on the other side, but I don't think that this is just an easy decision for Golden State. I think they're in a complex spot, kind of a precarious position, but they got to be careful. Otherwise, they can make this thing a lot worse than it already is. Thanks, Monte. 888-957-9570. We're back after this.
Upgrade your New Year's resolution with a new Toyota hybrid or electrified vehicle. Choose from 19 hybrid and electrified vehicles like the 50 MPG Corolla Hybrid or the 51 MPG Hybrid Camry. Or get 0% APR plus up to $6,000 finance cash on the redesigned all-electric BZ. Go farther than ever before. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers. Finance cash must be applied to transaction. Ends 2/2/26.
Listen all week as 95.7 The Game broadcasts live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Join the Morning Roast with Shasky and Spadoni from 6 to 10 a.m., Steiny and Guru from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Willard and Dibbs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day this week live to hear all of the big guests, big news, and everything that is happening here in San Francisco for the big game. Brought to you by Waymo. Kick off the big game with autonomous rides. Get around the city with Waymo, the world's most experienced driver. Download the Waymo app and ride today.
All guests on 95.7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line.
Dub Nation, this is Jimmy Butler, and you never know when I'll be on the River Islands guest line.
Dub Nation, this is Steph Curry, and you never know when I'll be on the River Islands guest line. So make sure to keep it locked on 95.7 The Game.
River Islands in Lathrop is the best-selling master plan community in all of Northern California. With its lakes, parks, trails, and collection of new home neighborhoods, the good life can be your life. Isn't it time for you to discover the islands?
Hey, Bay Area sports fans, get ready for game day with Laughing Monk Brewing. Whether you're watching with friends or heading out after the final whistle, Laughing Monk has the perfect beer for the moment. With locations in Sunnyvale, Scotts Valley, and Bayview in San Francisco, there's always a monk nearby. And now, check out their newest San Francisco location in Nopa. From crisp lagers to bold IPAs, every beer is righteously brewed in San Francisco. Grab a pint, grab your crew, and make game day better at Laughing Monk Brewing. Righteously brewed in San Francisco.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh, great idea. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands. Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
Hey, it's your
your boy Guru. Every time we put a rat on the table during our show, it's brought to you by Atco Pest Control. Atco Pest Control is a family-owned local business proud to provide pest control in the Bay Area for over 35 years. Atco uses natural methods to give you a peace of mind and keep your family out of harm's way. Quality pest control doesn't have to empty your savings either. Don't wait. Go to AtcoPestControl.com for all your pest control needs. They got you covered.
The chase starts here. To make moments you'll never forget.
Chase Center is rocking.
Historic ones.
For 4,000 for Steph Curry.
Joyful ones.
My joy back, as some would say.
Winning ones. The moment needs you. To manifest it, to chase it, and put the opponent to sleep.
All the way down the floor.
Chase the moment. Buy tickets at Warriors.com.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Blue and gold fans, let's get engaged. Cast your vote in our Expo online before every basketball game on Willard and Debs. Brought to you by Shanco, your friend and jeweler, where you'll find the Bay Area's best selection of unique engagement rings and their unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit Shanco today.
When back to the office means back in traffic.
To hit the center divide.
Turn to the traffic leader, KCBS.
Where the 2 right lanes are blocked
Brought
off.
to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. Award-winning efficiency and great deals. There's a Honda for that. The Honda Civic Hybrid from your Northern California Honda dealers.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
See country star Luke Bryan on his The Word on the Street tour this summer. He'll be performing at Shoreline Amphitheater on August 14th. Buy tickets at livenation.com for your chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, and are online at 957thegame.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Evan Giddings, Dan Devone, 9 to noon every Saturday, talking Dubs and a lot of other stuff.
I know the big difference between you and Pasa. It just dawned on me.
Age.
So after shows, while you and your cohorts here at 95.7 The Game stumble over to the ship for happy hour, and 35 cocktails later, you stagger home.
Yep.
Pasta and some of his boys here from 95.7 The Game, they go to bookstores and they buy and just stack up with all books that are sort of centered around, well, not sort of.
Yeah.
They're all about sports.
Hey, Pasta, so you bought how many books yesterday?
I bought 4 books.
4 books. I give you until summer of 2028 by the time you have read all 4 of those
I'll give him
books.
the end of the month.
So I actually did that. I have such a big book collection that
That's the problem.
I literally have 80 books that I have possession of that I have not read yet that are on the list of to read next. So now I think I have 91 or 92 with the new editions.
Let me ask you this, where do you read and when do you read? Is it before you go to bed? Is it the middle of the afternoons? Like, is there a certain time and is there a location, a couch, a bed, or a recliner, like
a pool?
Usually in the mornings, because at night it's hard to read because it's dark and I fall asleep. So
that's why
usually in the mornings on BART sometimes too. I'll get try to get a chapter in. Sometimes it doesn't always happen, but that's usually when I read.
I love that, man.
Yeah, morning commutes are the best. I found like mid-morning was the most effective time to read. It was when I was working nights. And so, I didn't have to worry about getting up until, sometimes I would get up early, but you can sleep in, maybe go to the gym before or after, and you could carve out like a good hour to 2 hours sometimes just to read.
The commute can be really beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend who, they work in, like a lot of people do, they work in Silicon Valley and down on the peninsula. So they take Caltrain every day, and the 45-minute commute back and forth, they just read.
When I lived in Manhattan, the first time I would go to, when I was at the WWE, I used to have to take the train. I'd go to Grand Central, take the train out to Stamford, Connecticut. That's the headquarters of the WWE. Actually, that's the headquarters for a lot of big sort of networks. NBC has moved out there just because there's more real estate as opposed to Manhattan. But that little hour commute, I'd get more done on my little laptop and just, be able to do this crash course. It's like, you can get a lot done on the old commute.
Yeah, I mean, usually I listen to a podcast on the way in. Or today I was listening to Bruno Mars, my song of the week.
God.
Let's go to Scott, who's in Berkeley. Start us off, Scott. What's going on, man? Good morning.
Good morning, Evan. Good morning, Dan. How you guys doing?
Oh, fantastic.
Last night, well, first of all, let me say this about Conca-Nipple. I wouldn't necessarily say Steph. He's more Clay because of the height. So, but Lord, can that man shoot. But last night, you think about last night, and when you were talking about Jalen Dorn, the name that came to my mind, and the Pistons had him years ago.
Well, hold on. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Are you ready? Let's see if you and I are on the same page. Orlando Woolridge.
No.
Oh.
Strike one.
Antonio McDyess.
Oh, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, pick after, was it? Oh, who was the number one pick for the Warriors?
Oh God. What was that?
Joe Smith?
Geez, I can't even think. Okay, that might have been the Joe Smith draft. Yeah, because he went to Denver, he went to New York, and that's where he blew up his knee.
Thanks,
and
Boston.
then he was with the Pistons 04-05.
I got you, Scotty.
So there's, yeah. So in thinking about like you said earlier, this isn't like you're acquiring Andrew Bogut in 2012 and saying, okay, Steph's ankles are shot. We're waiting for Steph's ankles to get right and everything else, and we can sit him. I mean, you're taking the chance of putting a guy who's starting to have lower body issues and hoping that he's, can save the season. And, you say calf, and I'm just kind of going, I don't want to touch it. And then on top of everything else, you got to think about trade logistics, because if you're getting Giannis, that also means you're probably getting Thanasis, which means you're going to have an unplayable bench slot most nights. It's kind of like the whole thing with everybody talking about LeBron and whether he's going to go back to Cleveland or the Knicks. And I keep saying, why would you do that if you know that on top of everything else you're going to also get Bronny and have to not play him? And then on top of everything else, if you do the trade on a Sunday, Monday morning, Rich Paul and the guys walk in and they say, "Well, where's our office space?" I can't bring myself to do it. I just,
That's fair. No, I appreciate the call, Scott. I do think
we have to have a new category of Thanasis and Seth Curry on the same team.
I was going to say the Warriors already kind of have their sibling of the
your
of the
Godfather
year.
person, the Fredo squad.
Yeah. Thanasis. Well, Alex will go down to the C-Dubs, and Giannis will be hanging out with the Warriors. No, what I disagree with is this idea that there's not a downside to the deal. If the Warriors mortgage everything, I think it's one of those offers that if it's on the table, you're going to look back on it and say, God, I can't believe the Warriors didn't pull the trigger on getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I do push back on the idea that it's just some crystal clear. Well, absolutely. I mean, I do think that there's a lot of potential negatives that could come from it. And it's not just with the injuries. It's, to me, let's say best case scenario. He stays healthy, plays, 70 games, not this season, but next year. He's healthy. You have Curry. Jimmy comes back and isn't the same guy. You play with Curry and Giannis and you find out that's not enough. But then you really don't have any flexibility. And then you're left with what?
Exactly. Holding the bag. So that check comes due and you're like, you're going to pull a runner. So I got no money.
I think that would be the worst spot you're sitting in where you realize that you are healthy. You have the benefit of Curry and you get everything you want. And then you look around the West and you see all these teams and you say, well, we're still like 5th or 6th.
I know it's the reason why people don't like it when I say this, and I've been banging this drum for a while, even before Giannis became available, it's because I know it's not sexy. No one wants to do it. But in order to expedite where it is that you want to go, you have to bite that bullet. The 800-pound gorilla in the room is Steph. I don't know how you have the conversation with Steph, and I get it. If you can't do it because you owe Steph a chance at playing these relevant or meaningful basketball games, then okay, do it. But if you were to be smart about things, you've got to get back into the lottery for a couple of years. And you got to go ahead and pick some guys to build a future. You cannot have Giannis Antetokounmpo at age 34 and you're doing it all over again. We're building around another veteran. How much longer are you going to continue to do this? At some point, you have to hit reset and you've got to go young again. And be OKC, and be all of these teams, Detroit, that came in here and waxed you last night. Young basketball team that built through the draft, cut to 2 years later, and look at them. And it's an inevitability that at some point Steph is going to walk away and this team's going to get to the point where it's no longer old, but they're no longer a team that can produce anything that's viable as far as winning games. So either get ahead of that or just continue to put it off and saying, yeah, let's not worry about tomorrow. That's kind of like what happened in 2008. Are you familiar with the bubble and the housing crisis and what led to, aside from 1929, the market crash and the depression? That's sort of like what it is that we're creating this bubble that's going to pop at some point. So you have to have the foresight to get out in front of that thing.
Just short the market.
Yeah, good job. What was that movie?
The Big Short.
Great movie.
888-957-9570 is the number. Let's get down to San Jose. Talk to our guy, Austin. Austin, what's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Good morning.
What's going on? Hey, Dan, I'm going in the direction of Dan today. I'm more thinking I wouldn't do it. Not because the entertainment value wouldn't be great, and I think that's probably the biggest reason why you do it in the short term, right? Because let's be honest, I still go back to, people don't like to hear this, but it's 70% entertainment, 30% sports most nights. So if from that standpoint, I'll do it. But from the standpoint of long term and looking at, I was looking at the paper today, we're talking about some of those type of deals that have gone down in the past, guys, and very few of them have actually worked out, where they put stars together and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then, 2 years later, two of the guys are gone and the team is stuck with this huge dearth of draft picks and everything else. So I wouldn't do it for that reason. Number two is I worry about the current front office situation and what's been going on over the last year. I don't know that they're built for it right now, frankly. Bringing a guy like Giannis into the Warriors right now, it sounds simple, but it's a lot more complicated than that. This guy is a star. He's been the guy in another situation. You're bringing him in to play with Steph. Who's to say that's going to work? I mean, we assume it's going to work, but I think there's some challenges. Thirdly, who's coaching next year? We keep sort of acting like that's not a big deal, and it's got to be Kerr. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that it's got to be Kerr. In fact, what if Giannis said, "Hey, I'll come to the Warriors, but I think we should probably go with this coach." Who's to say that Kerr is the best coach for a Giannis type athlete? I think there's more thought that he should be given to that. I wouldn't assume that Kerr is necessarily the best guy for that. So I just think those are some of the things to think about with respect. So I wouldn't do it. The summary of what I'm saying today, guys, is I wouldn't do it for a number of reasons. I think they should do what Dan's suggesting, bite the bullet at some point, go young. And by the way, Cade Cunningham, man, what a player. I watched him last year, guys, when they weren't winning, or the last couple of years, and he's always been the same guy. Even when they were losing, he showed up every night. He played hard. So to see his success now is really good. I think he could be the face of the league. The guy doesn't change expressions. He's a cold-blooded killer on the court. So, yeah, I like Cade Cunningham a lot. But, yeah, guys, I want to get your feedback on that. It's not just about bringing the player in. You've got to look at the whole situation with the front office, who's in charge, who's making decisions. I think the fans right now have a lot of questions, guys, about what's really going on with the Warriors. And maybe you guys don't because you're closer to it. But from my perspective, I scratched my head saying, what's really going on with the Warriors right now, guys? I'll keep listening. Thanks.
No, appreciate it, Austin. A lot of good stuff there. Number one, yeah, Cade is that guy. Number two, I think that the thing about Giannis, all right, the real reservation I have about him is if you're thinking about a bridge between Curry and whatever the next is, let's say you want to build around Giannis or the veteran. Why are the Milwaukee Bucks in the position they are right now? In my opinion, it's been because they have bent over backwards time and time again for this player that they're now trying to trade. Giannis, and look, some of it worked, right? They obviously won a championship in 2021, but they sent a ton of draft capital for Drew Holiday, which worked. And then that evidently kind of fizzled out because Middleton got hurt and his big contract they had to get off of. They built a team that after the 2021 championship just slowly deteriorated. So you did even more to appease Giannis. You trade everything for Dame. You fire head coaches for Giannis. And now they're left with a position where the reason why they have to trade Giannis is because they have no choice. They're not good. In fact, they're in the position that, as I'm thinking about it, talking in real time, they're in the position the Warriors are trying to avoid getting to where they don't have any assets, they have no draft picks, and they're forced to trade their superstar because he has no chance to compete, and it's the only way that you can kickstart something that's largely lifeless. The Milwaukee Bucks are the place right now that the Warriors are trying to avoid getting to. And I guess acquiring a player like him, once Steph is done playing, you'd be in a similar spot.
One thing I do not understand, you hear a lot of this, is that Milwaukee's got to do right by Giannis when it comes to this trade. And to your point, they've been bending over for this dude for the last 3-4 years. If I'm Detroit, and people are really adamant about this, Windhorst talks about this, and I love Windy, Brian Windhorst from ESPN. And he says, well, listen, he's been a good soldier. You got to make sure you do right by him. Otherwise, it's going to be a stigma that's going to stay with you forever from a PR standpoint. If I'm Detroit, I'm like, Windy, shut the hell up. At this point, I have to do what's best for Detroit. If that means trading him to Washington, which isn't going to happen, I will do that. Whatever is in terms of what we're getting back and the return on the draft picks and the players, that's the only thing by which I'm going to judge or pull the trigger on this trade. I don't owe him anything more than what it is that we have done for him. Now, a lot of people will disagree and say, no, you've got to work with him. And you will to a certain degree, but I am doing what makes sense for the Milwaukee Bucks, not Giannis anymore.
I agree with that in principle, but the reality is that Giannis is only under contract through next season. So, yes, Milwaukee could say, hey, we're sending you to Charlotte But if Giannis doesn't want to play in Charlotte, then Charlotte's not going to trade for him. And so, and that's honestly, that's the reason why, or one of the reasons why I think the Warriors have not a great shot, but a shot at all. It's the most realistic that it's been over the last however many years the Warriors have been connected to Giannis. This is the most realistic opportunity to trade for him, and it's because he might want to play there. I personally think that he would prefer to go to New York. I think that he might even prefer to go to, even though I think there was a report in the past that he wasn't a big fan of the way that Pat Riley ran things. I do think that he would rather go to Miami. To me, I think he would rather stay in the East than come to the West to basically be the savior for a team. I think he's trying to take already a contender, insert his talents, and win a title. But maybe Golden State and Steph is attractive enough for him. I don't know, but I don't think that you can just trade him wherever. It's like if you had to trade, somebody on Golden State, say Draymond Green. You're trying to trade him. Well, that team has to not just want Draymond Green, which they may not, but they also have to be willing to pick up his player option next year and then have him either walk or pay him. And to me, that's another reason why trading Draymond would be so difficult at this point, is because of the situation that he's in and his actual value, which is not very high.
And during the offseason, keep in mind there's going to be a lot more latitude for Giannis, because he can you're not going to get him for a year and a half or for 2 playoff runs. If you do it over the offseason, he can say, okay, this is my last year, so we can negotiate a contract and I will re-sign with you or I won't. You don't want to get stuck in a Kawhi Leonard Toronto scenario where he's like, I'm going to play for you, but I ain't living in Toronto.
Well, but then again, they won a championship. Maybe it was worth it.
Good point.
888-957-9570 is the number. This is Warriors This Week with Dan Devone and Evan Giddings. Let's go to our guy in North Carolina, Tim. Tim, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well out there. What's happening?
I'm good, man. Just in the middle of a blizzard, but other than that, it's all good. Hey, I agree with Austin, man, and I just think, like, and I agree with Devone, the days of the big 2 and big 3s, like, they're, like, over. Like, the teams that are winning now have depth, and they have multiple talented players on their team. They don't have, 3 guys making all of the money anymore. They have about 5 or 6 guys all in that $20 million, $15 million, and then a few max players. But I just think those days are over, man. And like Devone said, at some point, I mean, you see it happening with all of the teams. At some point, they just bite the bullet, man, and then they suffer through their 1 or 2 years, and then if you do it right, they make the comeback. I mean, if you got good coaching, and if you are who you think you are with your coaching and your front office, you can do that. You know what I mean? So I just think, I don't know, man. To me, it just seems as though you go all out. You already did it for Jimmy, which, let's face it, Jimmy comes back next January on a mental restriction, and you don't get him full throttle to maybe March. You do it one more time for Giannis, man, and I mean, dude, like I think, Evan, you said it earlier, if it don't work out with him, you literally done for 5-6 years. Like, it ain't even no way around that. So I agree with Devone, I agree with Austin, man, and it's a whole lot more to it. I mean, Giannis comes over here, like they said earlier, the brother has to come. You think about just big picture stuff, man. I don't know. I kind of want him to do it because I would like to see Kuminga just get the hell out of here and get a fresh start somewhere, and I'm sure he would be a part of that. But as far as just the success of the team, big picture, big 2s, big 3s, they're a thing of the past, and they were never even guaranteed when they were always together. KD, Russ, James Harden, they didn't pull off anything. LeBron, Wade, Bosh, they got the 4, they won 2, but the league has shifted. Everything has changed, man. It's about multiple talented players on teams, and big 2s and 3s are, like, done, man. So I think we would be taking a step back, and it would be the opposite of light years. I think light years is now developing your talent, having multiple players, and doing that thing kind of Sam Presti style, or, things like that. But I don't know, fellas. That's just kind of where I am on it. I think those days of big 2s, big 3s have kind of died and gone away. It'll put butts in the seats, yes, like Austin said, and it is about that. But I don't know. A lot of the calls I've been hearing all week, I mean, it's about 50-50. It ain't like a slam dunk. Everybody's saying go do it either. You know what I mean? So, all right, fellas, man. I mean, y'all take care over there.
No, good stuff, Tim. Stay warm. Yeah, I just don't get, like, again, I think that if there's an opportunity to trade for him, not that you owe it to Steph, but I just don't think that it would be a good look looking back if you said no to that. It's a deal you can't refuse. But there's absolutely a path where it could go wrong.
Oh, hell yes. If you're talking about all of my draft assets.
And pods.
Yeah. And Kuminga's got to be thrown in there.
Pods get dumped.
No, they get everything. I mean, the Warriors, I don't know if the Warriors trade
He's not even healthy. The dude is on IR right now.
Kuminga?
No.
Day to day.
No, I'm talking about
Giannis. Well,
why are we so dismissive about that?
What?
Do people not follow this guy over the last 2 years? This is what happened. I always tell
70
you this.
games last year.
We always romanticize about Giannis from 2021. This guy is showing signs of breaking down, and that's what you're investing in. It's sort of like when you buy a car. It's like, yeah, when you were brand new, yeah, your retail price made sense, but
why don't we do the same thing with Curry?
I have no idea.
What do you mean?
He broke down in the playoffs last year.
And he's breaking down now, which is, again.
Yeah, but my point is he's still great, and he still gives you a shot, which is what they're looking for, and I think it's probably the same.
But my point is that when he's going to be 34 and you're going to invest in him and give him a new contract and build around that, go young. Go young man. Go West.
I don't know if you noticed this, but we've discovered everything West. Comes back around.
Yeah.
888-957-9570 is the number. Devon Giddings, Warriors This Week. Back after this.
Hey, it's Willard and Dips for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. This week, tender, juicy, and flavorful, high-quality USDA choice beef T-bone steak mega packs for just $9.99 per pound. Dibs, how do you like them apples?
I love beef, but I also like apples and sweet Honeycrisp or Envy apples, just $2.49 per pound. And special savings all week long from the deli. Chicken tenders, all-American footlong sandwiches made fresh every day. And Reese's American Classic Salads, 48-ounce selected varieties, all just $5. What a bargain.
I can afford that. These and other great deals are available in the weekly mailer and the For You section on the Safeway app. Of course, go to Safeway.com for all the details, and we will see you in the aisles.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over, and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new TV.
Yeah, like one of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, so I'll start shopping on the internet, then head over to the Warehouse Club to compare.
But if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at Video Only, not online or at the club.
Video Only has better deals?
Yep. We could save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Then we could afford a larger model and really impress our friends.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In Mountain View, San Mateo, Union City, Dublin, and San Rafael. Video Only.
Come on, kids. We're almost there. The map says straight ahead.
One-a-day 50-plus multivitamins are made for your overall health, with nutrients to support your brain and muscle function. Because don't you want to make the most of each day? So even on the family hike, you're not just keeping the pace.
Hey, Dad, wait up.
You're one step ahead. One-a-day 50-plus. The one for you. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
He's the best interview in the Bay Area.
He looked like Steph Curry always has, so he still got it. I mean, I think the biggest thing when you're 37 is maintaining the level over the course of 82 games.
And he joins Willard and Dibbs every week during the NBA season.
We have a blueprint that everybody's feeling confident with.
Steve Kerr is presented by Great Clips. In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Listen all week as 95.7 The Game broadcasts live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Join the Morning Roast with Shasky and Spadoni from 6 to 10 a.m., Steiny and Guru from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Willard and Dibbs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day this week, live to hear all of the big guests, big news, and everything that is happening here in San Francisco for the big game. Brought to you by Waymo. Kick off the big game with autonomous rides. Get around the city with Waymo, the world's most experienced driver. Download the Waymo app and ride today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
And we're out. Back in 60.
Hey, what are you eating?
Chimichurri filet mignon. It's a Factor meal.
Oh, nice. Wait, they let you eat like that in the pros?
Oh, they insist on it. A pro's work starts on the plate.
Oh, man, that does look good. Let me have a taste.
Get your own.
All right. Where do I find this? Is it factormeals.com?
Yep, and they've got a deal going on.
Oh, love a deal. I am so in.
Smart move. Pro move.
All right. Factor. Eat like a pro.
Don't miss Kid Cudi with Big Boy of Outkast at Shoreline Amphitheater on June 23rd. Buy your tickets at LiveNation.com. And for your chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, hit up the contest page at 957thegame.com.
The cutter is Moody. Bounce pass over to Bajemski. Right sideline, 3-ball. No good. Dunked home! Al Horford turning the clock back. Just went up and slammed it down with 2 hands. A little elevation. Sensation for Al Horford. A 10-2 run prompts a timeout by Detroit.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Thank you, Tim Roy, Dan Devone, Evan Giddings.
Tom Tolbert wasn't on the call. Is he okay?
I think he's been a little sick lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best wishes?
Well, Al Horford did what you want the Warriors to do. Turn back the clock.
Before we
get younger.
On,
go the opposite direction.
My pet peeve.
Dig yourself out of this ditch.
Resurfaced again last night.
Your pet peeve.
Which one?
Yeah, you're going to have to be a little more specific with that.
So the Warriors who do this, and I know it's an instant. Can we kill the music? Dan Devone's talking here.
This is J. Cole's... This is his first big single?
Yeah, I supersede J. Cole.
Who dat? J. Cole.
He's gotten a lot better.
I'm not talking until the bed's done.
Pasta, please. By the way, are we going to talk about his production?
Pastas?
His production skills?
Pasta.
So
he's the best producer here. He hits the most random...
Yeah, he spends all of his time making graphics of us using artificial intelligence.
Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced?
No, I'm saying that because you're quite experienced, Pasta. And the fact is, as he's not doing it for us. He's doing it because in the process of making these graphics that will hopefully never see the light of day, he's cracking himself up the entire time.
He and his girlfriend are just giggling. Like, look at this. Like, he would make me every single thing he did of AI. I looked like I had a allergic reaction to a bee sting. Like, my face was swollen. I'm like, what is that?
Well, you responded to one of them and said I look like Jackie Chan. And
Jackie Chan or
but a young
George
Jackie
Lopez.
Chan. You know, like in what was that Western he did with Owen Wilson? Shanghai Noon.
God.
Shanghai Nights. That's a good Jackie Chan. You're not Jackie Chan right now.
Jackie Chan's partner?
His partner. Well, he's more of a solo act.
No.
Chris Tucker?
Yeah. Chris Tucker.
You don't look like Chris Tucker.
Those Friday movies, I mean, those are one of those things that you can watch and rewatch.
You know, the movie that I always forget that Chris Tucker is in and kind of steals the show in.
Bye, Felisa.
Fifth Element. He plays this really flamboyant radio host. He's this galactic radio host. Yeah, with Bruce Willis and
you're
the
right.
chick from Resident Evil.
Right.
Yeah, Ruby. He plays Ruby. That's right. Who's this intergalactic radio host who's doing the play-by-play essentially for this big alien shootout in an opera type setting. He's really good.
So my pet peeve with the Golden State Warriors, and this is true for the NBA, it's this inside-out game and guys who are passing on bunnies and shots in close to give it up for a three. Yeah. Like, that's just where the Warriors live. And when I see a big, and I'm talking an Al Horford or a Quentin Post, where it's essentially a layup because you're 8 feet from the hoop and there's nobody there, and you kick to the corner for a three to Draymond Green, which clanked. Mm-hmm. The other one, Al Horford, decides that he's not going to shoot this little runner from literally 6 feet from the hoop. When you need a bucket, you're playing the Pistons. He kicks it outside, gets it back, and he shoots a three, and it clanks. And everybody's okay with it. Steve Kerr's like, just get back on defense. I would start fining these guys. Like, if you continue to do this, you will be fined. If Dan Devone is the head coach, stop this. Yes, we will shoot threes, but stop when you have an open look, unimpeded at the hoop. Now, Pajemski, who is a fan of the show, how do I know that? Because after I dressed him down, he no longer does it. He's getting to the rim and he's shooting with that left hand. He's taking full advantage. He's like, the hell with that. I am not kicking to the corner for you, Draymond. This is all me. I'm eating what's on my plate.
You're going to be treating each Warrior like Coach Carter treated Timo Cruz. You remember that? When he tries to rejoin the basketball team after he quits, they have, this
Timo Cruz.
Well, yeah, I forget what the actor's actual name is, but in the movie, they have basically a fitness punishment for every time they do something. 25 push-ups
laps,
or 10 suicides. And for Timo Cruz to get back on the team, he's got to do 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicides. So every time the Warriors take a transition triple instead of a 2-on-1 fast break layup, you would just have them run wind sprints.
Yes, that's a good call. I remember when I played, the coach would literally say, Devone, run. Because if I was popping off or I jumped off sides, or he'd just say, Devone, run.
Happened a lot.
And he would never say, okay, run 3 laps, because we had a track around the football field. He wouldn't say, give me 4 laps, or he would just say run. And it's the worst, because you're running and you're like, oh, did he forget about me? Because practice is going on and you have no idea when you can stop. And then out of the corner of his eye, when you know you can't go another step, he blows the whistle. That's enough, Devone. You're going to do it again? No, coach, no. It's the way you learn, man. Enough of this. It's a players' league. No, go run. Do some push-ups if you continue to not shoot that bunny and give me a 2 instead of a 3.
Well, first of all, this ain't freshman or JV high school. This is the NBA. But at least your coach didn't take it out on the entire team. We had a coach that if someone made, not an error, but like a dumb mistake, or no, if someone was late for practice, the entire team had to do Indian runs around the track. You know what Indian runs are?
No.
Might be a different word for them, and I'm being a little insensitive, and I apologize if so. But basically, you all get in a line, you run around the track, and the guy at the back has to sprint to the front to reset the pace. And then once he gets to the front, the new guy in the back has to sprint to the front. And you're jogging around the track as you're doing this. So you're running and sprinting. And
can you slow down for the guys to get in front?
Well, no. Yeah, but then you would cost yourself another lap. You know, there were times you had to make to get around the track in order to actually start practice. So at least they just took it out on Dan DeVoe.
That's harsh.
All right, let's go to Mark, who's in San Francisco. Wants to get into the Giannis conversation. Mark, what's going on? Good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. You know, there's a lot of risk in this trade for Giannis that you were talking about, giving up all our draft capital. I mean, if you look at the good teams in this league, you look at OKC, you look at Detroit, they built through the draft. You might have to eat it for a year or two, but in the long run, you're better off. So I'm scared because if one of those guys got hurt, either Curry or Giannis, you're in deep trouble.
100%.
Mark, it's not an if, they will.
Let's kind of let him speak.
God, he's done.
You got to talk over everybody.
I think he's done.
Well, yeah, he's gone now. You scared him off.
For any of you callers, if you're going to pause for effect, you got 2 seconds before I start talking.
Who are you, Sam Lubman?
Wow. Only I can drop those salvos.
Sorry, I was locked into what's the Orange and Black weekend rap all summer long. And
R.I.P. It's now defunct, man.
Well, it's
like the Crazy Crab.
Stop it.
When we do
don't say that. It might be coming back soon.
When we play 95.7 The Game trivia, it's like, what was the show that lasted for 2 months in the summer of 2025? Oh, God.
A lot longer than that, buddy. I listened every single Saturday morning.
It felt like 4 years.
Pasta, go find some Verlander stuff.
Stop it.
All right. This was from
PTSD.
Right. What'd you say?
I said PTSD.
Oh. Yeah, Vic doesn't know about that. All right. This is from the Warriors Talk podcast of NBC Sports Bay Area. This is Monty Poole, who, by the way...
When we're playing sound.
Well, that was my transition from the times in which...
It's better be good.
It is good. I promise it's good. And I think they used it yesterday.
Is he saying practice 35 times like Allen Iverson?
No, because he's not like you. But what was I going to say? Oh, Bay Area Mount Rushmores. So apparently Steiny was asked about the best athletes from Oakland specifically. So Monty Poole was also asked about the greatest Oakland athletes of all time. You ever heard of a guy named Don Budge?
Tennis.
Yes. From back in the 30s
like
or 40s and 50s.
Tennis.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that this guy, he is and might be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. What about Wilma Rudolph?
I know Maya Rudolph.
I want to say also in that same time frame, the Olympics, and this might be the Hitler Olympics, and I say Wilma Rudolph, I want to say she had East Bay ties.
32 or 36?
That's the Jesse Owens where Hitler said he had the superior athletes and the superior race, and Jesse Owens said, guess again, brother.
Yeah, you guys brought a knife to a gunfight is what you did. All right. Anyways, so, yeah, I learned a lot about Don Budge this week. For those who didn't know, he was the first
Steiny went Don Budge?
No. Monty Poole did.
Oh.
Because Steiny found out who the rest of the kind of veteran sports writers in the area selected for their top Oakland athletes. Steiny went
Ricky Henderson, Frank Robinson, Bill Russell, and Marshawn. It's not a bad four. I probably would have someone ahead of Marshawn, but can't go wrong there. But Don Budge was the first male singles tennis player to complete the Grand Slam, which is 4 Grand Slams, 4 wins at majors in the same year. He also is, I still think, the only person to complete a tournament in which he won the singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. I forget what that's called, but in a major. Anyways, Monty Poole was talking about why the Warriors might feel so inclined to make a move such as Giannis for Steph Curry.
Somebody in the building at Chase Center told me about 3 weeks ago, they said, we've really kind of screwed Steph over the past few years.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
The way they, first of all, this 2 timeline thing. No, that didn't work. That didn't work.
But you mentioned on last podcast.
The way they drafted.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't draft guys that were ready to play.
Right.
They drafted guys that would need to be. They revamped their player development department. And still, the 3 lottery picks they had, James Wiseman, we don't know what he's going to be. Jonathan Kuminga, we don't know what he's going to be. Moses Moody, we get a picture of what he can be. But none of those 3 are saying, you're saying, okay, that guy's a cornerstone somewhere. You're not getting that.
No doubt.
And so that's part of it. And the way they bypassed some players, where you had scouts and coaches saying one thing, and the people upstairs saying another thing.
Bypassing players in the draft?
Yeah.
But that first part caught my ear, that someone in Chase Center told Monty that they've screwed over Steph. Would you agree with that?
No. What I get from that is that they've screwed up the draft.
Yeah.
And I think if they hit on the right players, they're not screwing over Steph. Now, I have more faith in Dunleavy and what he's done in a short time than that of Bob Myers. But I agree with him. If what he's saying is that there's a risk in the draft and that you may not get the right guy, yeah, that's true. But I'm betting you're a gambler. I'm playing the cards here. I'm saying that you've missed on too many lotteries and high draft picks for this to continue. You're going to hit on somebody. And when you do, it's going to change the outlook and the new foundation of this basketball team. That's not going to scare me that, hey, we've missed on draft picks. Let's not get any more. No, just don't screw it up again.
But this is the thing, though, is speaking of gambling, it feels like the Warriors are in a position where they have the choice to, split face cards? You know, you
don't split eights.
Yeah, but you could split your face cards in hopes of going all in and cashing out big time and potentially winning another chip with Giannis. But if you mess this up, then you lose a lot more than just the hand that you're dealt currently. And I'm kind of with you. What I took from that is they haven't hit on draft picks, but also it sounds like the veteran players, including Steph Curry, have wanted them to use those draft picks to get them legitimate talent. And the Warriors have instead played the lottery and come up with pennies because Wiseman's a bust. Kuminga is not, even if he turns into something, it ain't going to be here. And then Moses Moody is at best. I mean, I think on a good team, Moses Moody's a bench player. And he's someone that doesn't take a lot of heat because he's a great guy. He works hard. But if the Warriors are going to do anything, he ain't it.
Well, I think Steph he's sort of contradicting himself because remember a year ago, he's like, we got to think about the future. Can't mortgage the future, man. We got to think about this place and keeping the light on when we leave. Remember that? Everybody thought he was just cashing it in after Toronto.
Well, it's interesting. I don't have the quote in front of me. Draymond Green said something similar 2 days before Jimmy Butler tore his ACL, where basically he's like, there's no reason to want to leave this place in a worse spot than we found it. Essentially saying he isn't someone who thinks about cashing in all the chips. Now, that might also be because if they were going to cash in chips, he could be a part of a trade, right? The Warriors have said they're not trading Draymond Green unless it would be for a Giannis type of player, who is, of course, available right now. But I do think that, I don't know, like I just don't buy that Steph Curry is the kind of guy that would pound the table to say, get some guy in here for me. And maybe it's a sign of weakness to some, but I also think he's realistic enough to realize that with Giannis, this season's a wash anyways, and next year you're still gonna have to put pieces around them, which becomes increasingly difficult if you mortgage everything for one guy.
Well, you should never listen to players. And I don't care how good Steph is, when it comes to players and trades, you have to have a separation of church and state. Like, we have to do things according to us. You're a incredible basketball player, but you also wanted Bradley Beal. Remember that? Well, we're not getting Bradley Beal. And just you play basketball, we'll take care of the front office stuff. They also didn't want GP2 back in the day.
I also heard through the grapevine that last year he wasn't the biggest Jimmy Butler guy. Neither was Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
In fact, there were
Draymond.
Well, there were some whispers that they preferred a player like Zach LaVine to Jimmy Butler. Could you imagine if the Warriors had Zach LaVine instead of Jimmy Butler right now?
It'd be pretty much the same place.
Well, you wouldn't have got to the second round of the playoffs last year.
Probably right.
You wouldn't have won a series against Houston. Zach LaVine stinks. He might be the worst contract in basketball. All right. 888-957-9570 is the number. Let's go to Steve in Mountain View. Steve, what's happening? What's going on? You're on Warriors This Week.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, you know what? If the trade includes with Milwaukee, if the trade includes Butler's salary and Kuminga, we get more back than Giannis in that deal. I think everybody understands that, right?
Yeah, it'd be like Kuzma.
Well, or if you throw in pods with that, the matching salary is Miles Turner. And if Milwaukee's going into a real rebuild mode, then they're going to want to offload that $100 million salary, too. If that's a bigger salary than either Kuzma or Portis. So I'd say they'd be looking to offload him. And if we got Turner and Giannis, I'm all in.
Miles Turner's not going to be part of that package.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thanks for the call. Yeah, but even if he is, to me that'd be concerning. Like, why would they trade two good players? Miles Turner, by the way, has not had a great year. I know he's shooting pretty well from three, but he has not been very good this season for them. And I would kind of similar to Giannis. Like, I would love Miles Turner from 2021. The Warriors had a chance to trade for him I think might have been on draft night, or certainly in an offseason. They chose not to do it. But I'm kind of with you. I think that the Bucks might be looking to get off of someone like Kuzma or perhaps Portis, who also is not playing great. And
he leads the league in three-point shooting percentage.
Bobby Portis?
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, he's been shooting it well, apparently. But why would they want to get off of a good player?
Let me ask you this. When was Miles Turner good? Indiana.
Well, he's good last year.
You want to know why? Therese Halliburton. Therese Halliburton sets him up. Therese Halliburton is the guy that makes that engine go.
Bobby Portis top 5. All right.
He's not number one?
He's close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pasta said he's fourth, which is still remarkable.
Well, he was leading.
He only plays 24 minutes a game.
Well, that's why he's leading.
Luke Kennard is actually leading that right now.
Luke Kennard is a sniper.
No, but why is when was Miles Turner good? My point is when he was with Indiana. And why was he good? It was because of it was because of Therese Halliburton. You take Therese Halliburton out of the equation, he's not as effective. So where am I going with this? You need to get someone like Therese Halliburton. Where did Therese Halliburton came from? He came from the draft. Get that. Forget about these peripheral pieces or Giannis, at age 32 with a bad wheel. Go get the next Therese Halliburton.
Well,
who you could
he's not going to have a bad wheel next year.
Are you willing to bet on that?
Yeah, if you trade for him, you'd have to be willing to bet on it.
Watch Milwaukee basketball. They manage that dude. They make sure that his minutes are limited, man. He does not go like he did back in 2021.
Yeah, but they're good when he plays. I mean,
he's awesome.
No, like Milwaukee stinks, but that's also because it's
not because
Giannis
of him.
Missed a lot of games. Yeah, he's still incredible. And I think with Steph, you have to also think that players would play better around him, including someone like I just don't think that a guy like Turner would be in the deal. Maybe Portis, but all right, 888-957-9570 is the number. I get the apprehension, but this is it too.
Wait, you want to go to a call? You just gave out the number.
Well, I was throwing it out there, but I saw Pastas doing some work back there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
that's good, man. See, that's producer on producer. That's that producer's sixth sense.
Well, I also have peripheral vision, and I know how to buy a little bit of time because he's putting in the
It's like
information.
back in your days when you're on the mound, trying to hold on the runner at first for Willamette.
So you'd be
that school of hard knocks.
I met a Willamette alum yesterday at the St. Mary's banquet. I guess he was like it's not really
I know, but it's pasta.
Not really a drop.
It doesn't have to make sense.
A random Division III baseball program in Salem, Oregon. But this guy was a coach there a couple of years after I graduated. So the head coach for St. Mary's was trying to make me feel bad because I said, I went to Willamette. I played there. And he said, we got a guy from there. This guy, Joe Schmo. And I said, never heard of him. And he goes, wow, what a teammate or alum you are. And I said, all right, buddy. I mean, the guy coached there in 2021. I graduated in 16. How old do you think I am?
What were you guys called? Willamette what?
The Bearcats.
Oh, okay. It's not like it's an overused mascot.
Some might say Bearcats.
Oh.
The actual Bearcat, though, if you Google what a Bearcat is right now, it is one of the most frightening things you will ever see.
More so than a Wolverine?
I don't mean frightening as in terrifying and intimidating. I mean just literally scary. You're like, what? Oh my God, what is that?
I just looked it up.
It's hideous. It's a...
You hear there was a mountain lion running? Go ahead, sorry.
No, I forget what the actual scientific name of ratamertang or something, but it looks like... Have you seen the movie Princess Bride?
Yeah.
The big rat.
Yeah.
The human rat that walks around?
Yeah.
That's what a bear cat looks like. It looks like a rat of unbelievable size or whatever they call it in the movie. Anyways, what about your mountain lion?
There was one running around the financial district, or not in a neighborhood here in San Francisco.
Yeah, they finally caught it.
Yeah, right?
It's probably breaking into cars.
I always get this when I was in Seattle. It's like, hey, Dan, what's a Seahawk? I'm like, come on, man. There's no such thing.
What?
The Seahawk is a fictitious bird.
It's a hawk from the sea.
Yeah. Thank you. What the hell is that?
I mean, they look pretty intimidating.
That's not... You don't think a Seahawk's a real animal, do you?
Well, it is on a helmet.
Yeah, I'm not having this
conversation. I think it is real. I just looked it up. Just like Bobby Portis is leading the NBA in three-point percentage.
What did you find?
Haas has been fact-checking us this entire show.
What did you find?
We got to go to break, but I found
we got to go to break
14 fun facts about Seahawks, and there's a picture of a bird flying.
Yeah, it's a hawk from the sea.
It's a hawk, but there's no such thing as a Seahawk.
Well, and then also there's a picture of the Seahawks mascot.
Oh, my God.
Is this AI?
No, it's real.
Okay, we have to fact-check artificial intelligence, too.
The mud hens are not real as well. Are you familiar with the Toledo mud hens?
Yeah, AAA Tigers.
Okay, well, there's no such thing as a mud hen. Well, actually, there might be. What is a mud hen?
I don't know about that. We're just going to start fact-checking all mascots. There's a Louisville Cardinal, I can tell you that.
You know,
it's pronounced Louisville, not Louisville. Louisville.
And it's Illinois, not Illinois.
Yeah.
Right. God, these poor callers, just, you crush these people.
Yeah. Dude, we got an hour left. I got to go pay my meter. All right, we'll be back after this on 95.7 The Game.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new TV.
Yeah, like one of the top-rated brands, Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, so I'll start shopping on the internet, then head over to the Warehouse Club to compare.
But if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at Video Only, not online or at the club.
Video Only has better deals?
Yep. We could save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Then we could afford a larger model and really impress our friends.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In Mountain View, San Mateo, Union City, Dublin, and San Rafael. Video Only.
It's your boy Guru, and you know the big game is almost here, and there's nothing better to cash in during America's biggest sporting event with Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get into the football action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is available in California. I downloaded the app and I've been playing ever since. New feature alert, my favorite, Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Download the Prize Picks app today and use my code GURU957 to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GURU957 to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Listen all week as 95.7 The Game broadcasts live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Join the Morning Roast with Shasky and Spadoni from 6 to 10 a.m., Steiny and Guru from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., And Willard and Dibs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day this week, live to hear all of the big guests, big news, and everything that is happening here in San Francisco for the big game. Brought to you by Waymo. Kick off the big game with autonomous rides. Get around the city with Waymo, the world's most experienced driver. Download the Waymo app and ride today.
Looking for lifelong financial guidance? Look no further than Pettinelli Financial Partners, your dedicated financial coaches for every stage of life's journey. Whether you're planning for retirement, starting a family, or buying a home, we're here for you every step of the way. Visit PettinelliFP.com. The financial consultants at Pettinelli Financial Partners are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Stratos Wealth Partners, a registered investment advisor. Stratos and Pettinelli are separate entities from LPL Financial.
When the night needs energy, flavor, and a place everyone can agree on, it's Ghostwood Kitchen in Redwood City. This is where great microbrews pour cold, handcrafted cocktails come alive, and house-made food hits the table hot and ready to share. The room is buzzing, the vibe is welcoming, and every visit feels like something's happening. From quick weeknight meetups to full-table celebrations, Ghostwood Kitchen brings people together for food, drinks, and moments worth sticking around for. Turn an ordinary night into something better at Ghostwood Kitchen in Redwood City.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tune in to 95.7 The Game for Warriors Live, 60 minutes before tip-off. Every Warriors game throughout the season as we get ready for the action. Presented by Xfinity, your home court advantage. Brought to you by Xfinity. Watch all your favorite teams all in one place. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brian's headed to the basketball court, but he's sick of this check engine light. So he goes to AutoZone for the free Fix Finder service.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner reads the light in just a few minutes and gives him a detailed report.
No big, just a loose gas cap.
And gets him to the court with a tight gas cap and tighter defense. The free Fix Finder service at AutoZone. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me.
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker.
Yes.
Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
There's never been anything like this. Let's go.
UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
Melton to Curry. Curry backs up. Behind the back dribble on Thompson. Takes him for the ride down the lane. The scoop is up. It's good, and he got fouled! Did a little dance. He was happy with himself on that one. A behind the back dribble. And Thompson came at him. He got bumped down the way. And then came over to the sideline, looked at the crowd, and patted himself in the chest. Fourth and one of the night.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
You know, we have some of the best listeners across the country. When you and I, Dan Devone and Evan Giddings, make mistake after mistake after mistake.
Speak for yourself.
They come in and just clean up our mess. The Boxer and Gerson work injury attorneys text line, 650. A mud hen is an American coot. Know your wildlife. 650. This is also something my father chimed in about. Osprey. would be the term for a Seahawk. A Seahawk doesn't really exist. It's better known as an osprey. See? And just like that, we're right back on track.
There we go. Let's go.
Well, I know you want to go to calls. This is always funny to me. You don't like sound, but you love the calls and the text line.
It's the dumbest thing I've
beloved
ever
text
heard.
line.
Hey, you know
It's just a different voice.
You were talking about opium dens that sort of started here in San Francisco. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but I was talking about opium dens during the break.
What's interesting about that, it's sort of where the drug trade and why, and I hate to go here because of the sensitivity, why we have such a homeless issue, because a lot of it is because of drugs. And drugs have been part of San Francisco and port cities, but it goes back to the opium trade and opium dens that started here. And so the impetus of what it is that we're dealing with right now, it traces back to drugs and opium dens back here in San Francisco and in Chinatown from way back in the day.
Well, this is something that I have been learning about so Pasta loves sports books. The book that I'm reading right now is Season of the Witch, which is about
San Francisco, the history of San Francisco.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's a town that up until, really the counterculture movement in the 1960s was not the place to be. Like, it was not so much of a progressive and easygoing and peaceful city as it now has turned into in what is known as, in some stages of its history, the City of Love. It was kind of a terror at certain points in its creation. And the political evolution of the city it's just been fascinating. Anyways, so I've been reading that, and yeah, they didn't have opium dens in there, though, but I believe you.
No.
All right. Warriors this week. 888-957-9570 is the number. Let's go to our guy in New Jersey. Talk to Mitch. Kick us off, Mitch. What's up, baby? How you doing? You staying warm out there?
I'm trying, Evan. How you doing? I'm in my car. It's nice and warm. What's up, Dan? Mr. Manhattanite.
Man, you sound like you got a little energy today. Where are you and the grandkid going? You running away from home?
Oh, no, I just, he loves sleeping on my shoulder. I did my hour and a half around the house. Feeding time, he had a blow up. In 15 minutes, he used up 2 diapers, but that's a story for another day. Another one just came back from, he was with his mother. The little one, the big one, likes to give me a hard time. He's a stickler. He likes to stick it to me sometimes.
Where are you driving, Mitch?
I'm getting away from the house. A little freedom here.
Where are you driving?
I'm sorry?
Where are you driving, Mitch? Where are you headed?
I'm headed to the gym. I'm going to try to get myself to do something.
Attaboy.
So I got to do something. And I go there with a sweater on. I'm sorry. I don't have a locker yet. I want to memorize another combination. All these passwords and combos, it's tiring.
Have you memorized the Warriors trade package for Giannis?
I think it's too much. They're going to want too much. I would be happy to give him Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and 1 first-round pick. I don't think they'll go for it, but I think we should call up the Kings. They're trying to trade Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, and I don't think, I heard you before, I don't think Zach LaVine is so bad. I know the contract is outrageous. Most of them are. But he's a pretty good player when he's healthy. He's still kind of young. That's what I think. I'm seeing my boy, DeAnthony Melton, another good game. He puts in the work. He's scoring points. That's what matters. Bench player is okay. He's the first one off the bench, I think, right?
Yeah.
Bo Bichette, baby.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, stay warm.
Oh, we are. I would ask you to stay warm. It's actually quite nice in the city. This is something we're just so secluded in terms of temperature.
Well, this is the beauty of San Francisco is these winters. And I think I want to say that this is in, they call them, they're Indian summers. This is a El Nino or La Nina. What are the two means that?
Well, it's also going to be this temperature in about 4 months when typically it gets hot in other places in the country.
No, that's true.
But no, the city's been awesome. In fact, for Super Bowl week, you couldn't ask for a better setup. A little bit of wind, a little fog off the Pacific, but I think everybody is excited So, I meant to apologize to you. I've been trying as hard as I can to get us into these parties.
Where are we going?
Well, I have a boot.
So
I can't,
you can't
get
drink
around.
with a boot on?
Oh, I can drink with a boot on. I can drink from the boot.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard for me to get places. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Dude, it takes me 10 minutes to walk from here to the elevator.
We go to an event, you park your butt down, we drink, we be merry, and you go home. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, on Monday, there is a party. I think it's in somewhere in Soma. But
Luke invited me to some party in Redwood City. Like, well, I'm not, what?
Redwood City?
A media party?
I don't remember the last time I went to Redwood City, nevertheless, for a party. Good Lord.
A party in Redwood City.
Yeah, there is no party in Redwood
He
City.
said maybe he just wanted me to show up.
No, Marshawn Lynch and Marcus Peters are having an event Monday night. And there is a media portion of it, but then you can kind of just get in after. So I may go to that. But again, it's like I don't want to walk around on the red carpet in
that's why
behemoth of a boot.
Well, you need to go to this. That's why later in the week, first of all, is better. All right. Early in the week, don't do it. I've been to enough Super Bowls. And then in the afternoons, you know that I like to roll in the afternoon and do my day drinking for Super Bowls. And so Lee Steinberg's party is perfect for you because the sun's out. You have plenty of room he always does it in an outside venue. That's the beauty of an afternoon. So that you're not in a club and there's not people running into you. You can go and sit and sort of get into an area and be comfortable. And then there's open, not only an open bar, but there's always good food, a good spread. And that's saying a lot coming from me because I'm pretty picky. Well, last time he had really good sushi, top-notch sushi.
Well, last time I bought you a drink, you basically said, I don't want it.
No, you bought me a Manhattan, and thank you, but Manhattans are the most difficult thing to make. Unless I know who this bartender is and you knew this coconut because you know everybody in that place, you're kind of like Norm on Cheers.
And vouch for him.
I was like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but listen, man, I could have pulled him aside and saying, hey, listen, I will give you a tutorial on how to do the proper Manhattan.
This is how you want a Manhattan. See, this is the thing.
It's all about the bitters when it comes to your Manhattan.
First and foremost, don't tell me what your drink is and then complain about it when I buy it for you. Either say something else.
I said thank you.
Well, yeah, and then you pushed it to the side.
No, I would never leave a soldier on the field. It does not matter. That thing is going down the gullet, man. I will never do that.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. That's going to be in a few hours, Pasta. I'm actually headed out to Kezar Pub after this to watch a football match. Miley is in Walnut Creek. Miley, what's happening? How you feeling? Good morning.
I'm feeling great. I love this Saturday show. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you. Appreciate the support, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I got three quick things on the draft, trading Giannis, and also on Monty Poole, what he said. On the draft picks, you can't trade every single year draft picks, Dan. It's every other year. So you're still going to have half your draft picks. You might have some pick swaps in there, but you're still going to have half your draft picks. So that's one. Then imagine this scenario. You trade for Giannis. It all gets done. You send the picks. Draymond Green and him, just for whatever reason, Giannis don't like him. So now you got to trade Giannis as a Warrior. You're going to get back draft capital and or good players. So it's not a zero-sum end game. And then the other point on Monty Poole, you know, you mentioned Halliburton, which was my pick, the Wiseman draft. Poole, I think his point was they didn't make picks for players who could play with Steph now. They made picks for the future. And then in 2020, when Steph went Superman, they all looked around and went, wow, we didn't know Steph could still do that. Wouldn't it have been nice if he had Halliburton with him? I mean, those are my points.
I got you, Miley. No, I appreciate it. I think that's...
Who is that guy? He knows his stuff.
Well, his name's Miley.
Hey, by the way, Miley knows what's up. Is 5 Foot Joe in the rotation?
Haven't heard from him.
I know these things have to happen organically. But
Pasta put 5 Foot Joe in his artificial intelligence creation.
Let's not even go
of us
there.
at La Rocca's doing a live show.
Hey.
It's one of the best portraits I've seen in quite some time.
But 5 Foot Joe, if you're out there, man, we want you to be a regular. I know those things should sort of just happen. I shouldn't have to solicit people to be regulars, but we want 5 Foot Joe in the rotation right next to Mitch.
What are you talking about? We have a lot of regulars. People
I know
call
we
this
do.
show with regularity because, and I don't think it's just because they appreciate what we do, but this is also a safe space for everybody to voice their opinions about the Warriors or Seahawks.
You wanted to go after him because his height was challenged, and he owned it. He's like, I'm 5 feet, and I'm proud, baby.
No. First and foremost, you were the one that asked an extremely intrusive question and then responded to him when he told you the truth by saying, wow. Hey, how tall are you, Joe? You're real short, huh? What, are we allowed to say the other word? No. Are you real short? Yes. Wow. Like, the guy owns it.
He was awesome. He's like, I'm 5 feet, and so what, man? Life is good. 5 Foot Joe, where are you today?
He's the Ryan Nembhard of this show. He's the guy who everyone thinks is too small to play in the league, and you put him in the game, and he shows you how dominant he can really be. 5 Foot Joe, don't be a stranger.
Nembhard's like 7 inches taller than...
Yeah, but compared to these trees, well, he could play on the Warriors.
Is Nembhard, is he 6 feet?
Ryan Nembhard?
Yeah.
On a good day.
Yeah.
He was dominant. So the first time I saw him was actually, he played for Gonzaga for 4 years, but first time I saw him
Talking about the new point guard for Dallas.
Yes. Who I actually wanted the Warriors to get. He was an undrafted free agent, but I thought that the Will Richard pick, or maybe the Alex Tui pick, which is a guy we won't hear from for maybe ever, but that's who I wanted to take because I think he's a pretty good point guard. And I just remember seeing him absolutely dice up St. Mary's in his junior season. And his brother's really good too, but his brother's more like 6'3", kind of 6'4", kind of like one of those tweeners.
It's always hurt.
Yeah, but when he's on, he hit some big shots.
Those are kids from Minnesota?
The Nembhards?
No, the Suggs are from Minnesota.
Suggs are from Minnesota and Holmgren's from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who, by the way, had some pretty poignant things to say about what's been happening in Minneapolis.
So did Wemby.
Appreciate that.
God bless Wemby. New respect for Wemby.
Dude, he's freaking awesome. And he, like, I don't know if it's just the monks that did their work on him, but he's a man with perspective.
He is.
And I think he is somebody who also takes it seriously. You know, he doesn't just fly by the seat of his pants. He really takes time to break things down.
Yeah, he sort of throws a wrench into my standby joke of, the similarities between guys from France and USC, meaning the University of Southern California. I've never met a solid SOB out of either place.
I thought it was the University of Spoiled Children.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just took away the punchline, but whatever.
You know the original USC?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Gamecocks.
They hate.
I know. When you say
out
USC.
There when you say USC.
On the other side of the Mason-Dixon line, it's like, what? That's not USC.
They absolutely hate it. Oh, my God. There was one time when I was driving through, I had to cover a homecoming event, and South Carolina was playing, I think it was Vanderbilt, before Vanderbilt was good. This was back in 2018. Both those programs are kind of not so great. Debo either might have just graduated or maybe he's a senior. Anyways, so I'm driving down to get to the media part of the lot, and it is just tens of thousands of Southerners, set up, booze in the middle of the day, alumni weekend, bourbon's flowing, people are screaming at each other, and there's a guy who's sitting in the middle of the lane to get to the media portion of parking. So my dumb you-know-what honks at him. And this guy gets out of his car. He might as well have thought I was from
Did he have a gun rack and a Confederate flag?
He might as well have. He was not happy. The first thing he saw is that my license plate was from California, and he just eviscerated. I got lucky, honestly. He could have done a lot more than just scream at me, but he might have yelled at me for 4 straight minutes before I just was like, yeah, I just need to get around your truck, buddy.
Yeah.
Hit me.
And you're a white guy. Brown dudes like me I don't toil in that part of the world.
Well, this is the thing.
That's a flyover state for me.
People will find in the South any reason to be mad at you. It could be the color of your skin.
I thought they were really hospitable.
It could be the car you drive. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If you catch them on a bad day. I think most Southerners are, at least the people that I've met, pretty cool. But you come across the wrong one.
My Hawaiian Italian ass isn't going near Biloxi.
Well, apparently, in these pictures that Paz has been sending us, you're not Italian at all.
Oh, yeah.
You get the face of a jellyfish.
Yeah. I don't know what I am in those
What did your agent say again, Dan?
Yeah, I'll be whatever it is you want me to be. I'm amorphous. The poor callers. Are you kidding me? Do you do this purposely?
No, I'm going to go to Napa. I'm going to go to Napa and talk to Father Time.
Oh, Napa?
Yeah. Napa, which, by the way, is...
Oh, jeez, poor guy. I thought he was finally going to get on the...
Father Time, the floor is yours. Dan's been bullying me this entire show.
No,
What's
tell
up,
the Napa
man?
story and tell it to Napa as well.
No, Father Time. He's got it. It's your time. He's been hanging on.
Hey. Well, you've given me so many topics. It's just rapid fire. Ornithology, racism in the South. Like a great show. I mean, it's what I always wanted on a Saturday morning. I'm assuming that we're still talking Warriors, maybe? Still interested in Warriors talk?
Wherever you want to go, Father Time.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready for an event up here tonight. There's a comedy show we're doing, and then I've got another one. I'll pimp that later if you don't mind.
Yeah,
But
of course. Sweet.
Yeah. So we're trying to do some stuff up here in the Valley. Warriors. The whole conversation is should they not? If it's me and it's 50-50, I'm going to always lean to give me some current satisfaction. Show me Giannis, right? Show me Giannis with Steph. Who doesn't want to see Giannis with Steph? Even if it's for 18 months, I don't care. Because it's kind of like having a girl you're interested in and you might be together with her 3 to 5 years from now. Or do you got the one that you're really interested in that's right there, right now? I'm not saying that it's not without consequences or, danger. Trading that many picks and some players that we don't care about anyway, trade the players we don't care, is, on one hand, you would look at the surface and say, well, they're going to mortgage the future. We're letting go 4 picks and trade swaps and everything else. Well, look to the past. How have we drafted in the past? There's no guarantee that your first-round draft pick in 2032 is going to turn into anything that you actually care about. The bottom line is you got to live for today. And if you think that the other one is if you're, Steph is retiring and going out and you think that you're going to be in the low, you're going to win 25, 30 games. Well, what are you saying to your fans? You're basically saying, raise the flag. We're good. Doesn't matter. We're going to live off of draft picks in 27, 29, 31, whatever. I just think it's a really bad look for the organization. I think if there's a generational player like Giannis out there, that you just got to do that deal and then cross your fingers because everything is a cross your fingers. Steph tweaks things. Everybody gets hurt. Butler gets hurt. I'm all in favor. I'm all in on Giannis, and most of them all in because it's great sports talk radio. Like, don't you want that guy? Anyway.
No, 100%. Yeah. More importantly, what about the comedy show?
Oh, sure. So it's at Backstage Winery tonight, and then we're doing one in April called April Fools. It's a comedy crawl here at Action Avenue, and I'll email you. You'll see what's up.
Are you a stand-up guy?
No, I'm the producer. I'm the promoter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Right on, Father
Right
Time.
on, man.
Yeah, might have to make a trip up north.
I mean, I got some jokes I can say.
Yeah,
but
no,
not,
I'll tell you what.
Not at 11:30 in the morning.
Father Time, if it's quick, just give us a quick bit. Give us a quick bit, and you got about 20 to 30 seconds.
All my material is really, really not appropriate for lunch.
Okay, Father
you know
Time.
what they say about that. Okay, I'll give you one. I'll leave you, and you guys can do the punchline.
Yeah.
I can't do that one. Never mind. Can't do it. So, Han Solo, and Chewbacca, are lovers, right?
Yeah.
So, you with me?
Yeah.
So, what does Chewbacca say when they're enjoying each other? There you go.
Really?
Well, that's the only noise Chewbacca makes. Thanks, Father Time. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
I have, but I thought that there would be a creative punchline. Like that's the noise he makes. I thought he was going to do something a little bit more.
Well, he doesn't speak.
I know.
He doesn't speak English.
That's the whole point, the art of a joke. Like, I didn't know where he was going to go with it.
Well, it sounds like the other jokes he was going to tell were not appropriate for FCC airwaves.
It's all right.
You want to go one?
That one had the chance not to be appropriate.
Well, that's true. All right, let's wrap up this segment with our guy Duck Sauce in San Jose. Duck.
That's an awesome name.
What's up, man? Good to hear from you. Good morning.
Hey, Hey, good morning, Ev and Dan. Thanks for taking my call. For what it's worth, man, that as far as my favorite callers that calls in, that dude from New Jersey, man, that dude is so innocent and adorable, man. Like, protect him at all costs, man. That dude's good. Honestly, I love hearing that guy. Sweet. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of. I'm sorry. One more question too, since we're kind of just going off topics. Am I to understand that Dan lives in New York City, but flies in every weekend just for this show?
No, I'm here more often than that. I'm sort of bi-coastal, but San Francisco is my hub.
Okay. I was gonna say, man, that's a dope life, man. I definitely did something wrong with my job, but anyway, I kind of wanted to talk about, like, you know, whether we do keep the picks, whether we go for Giannis or not. If we end up, you know, keeping picks, the type of guys I want to see us get drafted, like to Dan's point earlier, like, to me, these guys were all misses, man. And to be honest, believe it or not, the Wiseman one kind of bothers me the least, because the way I remember it, I could be wrong, but everyone projected Wiseman to go top 2 back then, top 2 or 3. So I kind of think it's bullcrap saying, like, a lot of these franchises would have passed him up and went with somebody else like Halliburton. I think dang near every franchise in the NBA would have went with Wiseman at number 2. That's why it doesn't bother me as much that they missed on him. As far as Moody and Podziemski and Kuminga, like, and then I honestly, I don't want to come across like one of those guys like, hey, if I got the chance to be a GM, I could do this job, or you know, blah blah blah. That's not what I'm trying to say. I know there's more to it than that, but like, I gotta say, man, like, it takes me about 45 seconds of watching somebody to realize if they're fluid and can dribble, if they're fluid off the bounce. Like, I could tell Moses Moody couldn't dribble watching him in the NCAA tournament when Arkansas went on that run.
Yeah.
I watched Podziemski in the WCC semifinals his senior year. I'm like, this is the WCC Player of the Year? Give me a break, man. Like, all I want to say, guys, last thing I'll say is, like, if I'm drafting 2s, 3s, or 4s, I want them to be long, I want them to be lanky, and I want them to be able to dribble and create for themselves. Like, there's too many players out there these days that possess that type of skill off the bounce, and I don't want to see these guys that can't create for themselves anymore. So I just want to see that moving forward. That's all, because I'm tired of these type of guys. They give Steph they can't take no pressure off them because they can't do anything for themselves.
I got you, Duck. Appreciate the call, man. We got to hit a break here, but I will respond to that on the other side. I do think what the Warriors have done is they've kind of picked a lane in regards to their draft strategy, especially as of late. And to me, that does have to change a little bit. So we can toss that around to the other side. 888-957-9570. If you want to get in, one more segment left here on Warriors This Week with Evan Giddings and Dan Devone. We're back after this on 95.7 The Game.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Shop best of season produce at Whole Foods Market. Save on medium Hass avocados with Prime through February 3rd. Creamy, ripe, and ready for guacamole, savory toast, or topping soup. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
The NFL is taking over the Bay Area with Super Bowl Experience presented by Jersey Mike's. February 3rd through 7th at the Moscone Center, North and South. Dive into an immersive football festival celebrating all 32 teams, plus interactive games, player autographs, photos with the Vince Lombardi Trophy, exclusive NFL shop merchandise, and much more. It's the ultimate Super Bowl week event with fun for all ages. Tickets start at just $40 and kids 12 and under attend for free. Visit superbowl.com to buy your tickets today.
Join Odyssey and Chewy Gomez at BAHC live at the Henry J. Kaiser Center in Oakland for the Big Game Watch Party Sunday, February 8th. Odyssey and Chewy Gomez appearances are brought to you by our partners at AC Transit. Let AC Transit get you there. With convenient service across the East Bay, AC Transit gets you close to the action. Avoid downtown parking, arrive stress-free, and don't miss a single play at Oakland's official watch party. Plan your trip today at actransit.org.
Your home is your sanctuary. Keep it that way with the beauty and performance of Milgard Windows and Doors. From the elegant Tuscany series to the modern slim profile Trinsic series, Milgard offers energy-efficient solutions and lifetime warranty options. At Ashby Lumber, our experts are here to help you find the perfect Milgard fit for your project, whether you're a DIYer or a professional contractor. Visit our dedicated door and window showrooms in Berkeley or Concord to see the Milgard difference in person. Start your project today at ashbylumber.com. Ashby Lumber, your trusted building partner since 1968.
Listen all week as 95.7 The Game broadcasts live from Radio Row in San Francisco. Join the Morning Roast with Shasky and Spadoni from 6 to 10 a.m., Steiny and Guru from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and Willard and Dibbs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day this week, live to hear all of the big guests, big news, and everything that is happening here in San Francisco for the big game. Brought to you by Waymo. Kick off the big game with autonomous rides. Get around the city with Waymo, the world's most experienced driver. Download the Waymo app and ride today.
Yo, it's Guru from 95.7 The Game. The big game is Sunday and it's going down at Bay Street, Emeryville, and you already know this is where you want to be. Pre-game kicks off at 2 p.m., TV's on the terrace, a massive plaza screen, and food everywhere. Pizzas, burgers, hand rolls, you name it. The energy will be unreal. The crowd is always hyped. Bay Street knows how to throw a party. And did you know Bay Street is barterable too? Get all the details at baystreetemeryville.com/events.
Visit Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill to see the full selection of Thermador appliances. Thermador provides a range of possibilities, from refrigeration to dishwashers or cooking with steam or convection. Come into Friedman's Appliance, and right now, you can receive up to 3 complimentary gifts with qualifying purchase. See all Thermador appliances displayed beautifully in live working vignettes at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill and at friedmansappliance.com.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just
driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
See country star Luke Bryan on his The Word on the Street tour this summer. He'll be performing at Shoreline Amphitheater on August 14th. Buy tickets at LiveNation.com for your chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, and are online at 957thegame.com.
How tall are you?
How tall am I? Oh, 5 feet.
Wow.
So I know about being short, dude.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, you just had to throw it in his face.
We got to find, what is it? Is it called an APB when you're looking for somebody?
Yeah, police term.
5 Foot Joe, where are you? You got a half an hour.
From San Jose? Is that where he called from last time? We got calls from all over the Bay Area.
Calls from the land of little people.
You
5 Foot Joe!
Such a D.
You better be careful.
I mean, just...
I can't even believe you said that.
Is your middle name Richard? God.
I hope he calls. We're running down to time.
Well, yeah. You scared them all off. No, but so I think it was Duck Sauce right before the break was talking about...
It's a great name, man.
The drafts. Yeah, Duck's cool. He's a good guy. Met him. Nice
you
man.
did?
Yeah, I met him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Duck, next time we chat. But I believe it was at one of Signing Guru's live shows that he came to back. It might have even been during the Warriors championship run.
Is he an athlete? He sounds like an athlete. Sounds like he's played.
Yeah, he was a tall guy. Yeah, he played. I believe. Pretty sure. But he was talking about the drafts, and I 100% agree with him that the Wiseman draft, to me, is the least... It's the most impactful as far as miss towards the top of a draft, but it's the least damning pick because of all the guys in that range, to me, it's just... I know someone called it and said they wanted Halliburton earlier, but Halliburton was taken at 12. Maxey was taken at 21. Some of these guys that were in the teens, that to me it's almost too far. They were not going to take Tyrese Halliburton at 2. And there were a ton of people that felt like Wiseman was the guy in that spot.
It was him or LaMelo.
Yeah. And I wanted LaMelo, but I mean, who knows how that would have worked out? He would have been playing for the team still. But the fact of the matter is, to me, the draft that really has them in the pickle they do is the Kuminga and Moody draft, because you had 2 shots at an impactful player. And while Moody is currently starting for you, to me, I'm with Duck that they just haven't developed. Like, you saw this guy play in college. There were clearly limitations, but he hasn't developed. Like, there hasn't been a handle that's been added to his game or a different fact that a different facet that can sort of change what we look at him as a player.
Here's why you don't get a pass on Wiseman, Bob Myers, Warrior fans. Bill Simmons, who I'm a fan of, did a podcast prior to, no Monday morning quarterbacking here, prior to that draft and said, Warriors, listen up. There's a guy by the name of Tyrese Halliburton. That's who you should go get at number 2. These other guys, they've got warts. When you're talking about Wiseman, there's too many question marks. He said before the draft that somebody who fits your style, think about Tyrese Halliburton, is such a Golden State Warrior. He's like, his ball movement, his IQ, the way Tyrese Halliburton plays basketball, that's a Golden State Warrior. And you need to pick him at number 2. He said that prior to the draft. So my point is that if someone like that, if Bill Simmons can recognize that, people that do this for a living should have been able... Maybe not Tyrese Halliburton, but certainly not Wiseman. So I get it. Everybody was in on Wiseman. But, again, if you got the bifocals, the binoculars on these guys all year long, you can't just simply give them a pass saying, Tyrese Halliburton went 12. Well, you should have recognized. Much like that of, Jaylen Brown went 5 out of Cal. Boston's like, that's our guy.
I think he might have been higher than that. That guy was. I did not think he was going to be as good as he's been.
My point is that pick your kid out of the choir and saying that's who I want.
Yes, but the issue with that to me, well, number one, Halliburton was the 5th guard taken in that draft, so it wasn't like the Warriors were the only team that missed on him. But it does enter what to me has been just a philosophical shift between 2020 and 2021 and what they've done now. Halliburton might have been a player that he can play with anybody. If you're a good point guard, you can play with anybody. But they weren't looking for a guy that was going to, I think, play alongside Curry in the immediate. They were looking for a dude that could be the bridge to it. They were looking in those 2 draft classes for what they're hoping maybe, I guess, Giannis could be now, which is a bridge from Curry into whatever else comes thereafter. But they couldn't find it. They missed 3 times. And the impact of that is now being felt because you have nothing, at least to build around a real cornerstone player. And that's why they're, to me, not desperate to trade for Giannis, but desperate just to do something because they're trying to put a Band-Aid on essentially the ramifications of their 3 missed lottery picks. Like, to me, pods or whoever else has been later in the second round doesn't really count. You're not supposed to find a gem in there. But you had 3 swings, and if you trade Kuminga, especially at this deadline, and you're left with Moody from those 3 guys, you swung 3 times and you struck out.
Yeah, but to use your analogy, Dunleavy wasn't at the plate.
True. And I think he's done a pretty good job with the draft picks that he's had.
Hell of a job, man. He's had nothing, and he turns it into TJD and Pajemski and come on.
I'd give you Post.
By the way, are we done with that guy?
He's still starting.
I know. Why?
Because who else is going to start? TJD. I guess Horford is starting now for them.
He is not stretch. Can we change his moniker from a stretch 5 to clankety clank? That dude. Where's he? He's got to be in the low 30s or high 20s.
He's not shooting well from 3 this year.
Well, then what the hell is he doing?
He's shooting 35%.
No, he's not. He's not that high.
Yes, he is. On the year. Yes, he is from 3. Because which by the way is not good. I mean, the league average I think is 37,
I thought he was
38.
worse than that.
Well, he was, and he had a couple nice games. But last year he shot legit 40% from 3. So to me, you got to hope that will regress in a positive fashion. The issue with Post is, and I think one of the things that has taken a toll on his shooting is the fact that he's not a starting center.
No.
If your job is to come on off the bench and to be a Walmart Naz Reid or whatever, Naz Reid shoots a lot of 3s, comes off the bench. He's obviously much better than Post in various ways. My point is he can come in off the pine and gun and do what he's supposed to do. Quentin Post is supposed to come off the bench and pick and pop. That's it. He's not supposed to be a starting center. And they don't have one. I guess it's Horford.
Yeah, Horford is looking older and older by the day.
What do you mean? He dunked last night.
Yeah, I think
he turned back the clock, according to Tim Rice.
See, this is what we're beginning to see. It's becoming really evident just how old this basketball team is. With every passing day, Horford is he's getting closer to the pumpkin patch. And
they got younger.
And Steph, I know you're poking me with that.
No, they lost Jimmy, so their average age has come down.
What is it, like 42 now?
Jackie Robinson.
But I think that, it's just so evident that, and Steph with a bad wheel, like that stuff is not, like it's expected, especially in the second half of the season. Everybody thinks that Steph is just going to be fine. But this is what it is when you invest in older players. Jimmy Butler blows a knee. Steph is a little hobbled. I guarantee you, and I hate saying this, but Draymond Green, rest assured, he's going to get nicked up. You can't rely on these guys at this age to play every single game, even if they're load managed throughout the course of a game. It's just a wrong direction to go, I think. Just philosophically, Giannis, older players, and then just romanticizing, but look at their resume. No, how about looking about where we're at in the here and now? And what I see in the here and now is Al Horford, who belongs in the pumpkin patch. Steph, who is still good, but Steph is... I'll tell you something about Steph people don't want to hear. Keep an eye on him right now. When Steph's healthy, Steph is still, obviously, he's a starting all-star for a reason, right? Or all-star player. But Steph load manages throughout the course of a game like he's never done. And he has to. He's smart. But if Steph drives to the hoop, and if he thinks he's fouled, he is not getting up and hustling back. If he has a turnover, he is not hustling back. Watch Steph just a couple of years ago. Pop in a video of the Warriors circa 2020 or 2021. Forget about 2016. He's just up and down, and that means something when you're not getting back defensively and you're conceding layups. Steph doesn't want anything to do with the full 94 feet anymore. And I think that's what even Steph, as good as he is in his twilight years, is still not going full motor. Go young. You have to, at some point, realize that this is a young man's world.
Well, he's like...
No Country for Old Men. You're a movie buff.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest films of all time.
Freaky.
Didn't have a good ending, though, Dan.
Forgot the ending.
Well, it wasn't a...
Oh, yeah. That dude was like the Terminator.
Everyone dies.
I know.
Everyone gets got.
Didn't you have
The Coen brothers don't make happy films.
He was sort of like Terminator-esque. Like, you can't kill this guy.
Yeah, he is... He's the guy. What's the line in John Wick? They call him Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. Not because he's the boogeyman. He's the guy you call to kill the boogeyman. But what was I going to say? Oh, Curry. The thing that would scare me about where the Warriors are right now and why I also feel like there's pressure to make a trade, whether it's now or in the summer, but swing big, is because you're right that he is, like I would say he's kind of in that Lionel Messi sort of stage of his career where he's still really good and very impactful, or Mo Salah now is winding down with Liverpool. They're both great goal scorers. They're not as good as they were a couple of years ago, and you're seeing them, they walk a little more on the pitch. They kind of pick their spots as far as sprints, opportunities to score. That's where Curry is to me. But that's going to become even worse if there's nobody around him. And it's because the amount of the amount that he's going to be taxed having to play through these games with the amount of young guys on the other side, and more importantly, the amount of attention that now other teams can pay to him without Jimmy Butler or anybody else alongside him. Him getting nicked up, or these, like an injury that happened last night where he's got to leave the game. To me, those are going to happen more frequently because the minutes that he is playing are now tougher than ever. He's never been older, and he's never been asked to do more for this team. And that's why I do feel that there is pressure to get him some help, because I don't know if the Warriors owe him an opportunity to compete for a title. I think those days are probably past. But you do, I think, owe it to him to at least not make his life hell on the court for the remainder of his time as a Golden State Warrior. Would you agree with that?
To a certain degree. But hell on the court is going to happen with or without Giannis, because when you're 37, 38 years of age, just biologically speaking, things are going to break down.
Well, true, but to me, that process is going to be expedited if he has to drive to the hoop more, if he's not able to shake a double team, because there's literally nobody else out there that can take pressure off of him.
I hear what you're saying. It's just that Steph really confuses things. This is a lot easier to have these conversations if Steph isn't part of the Warriors, but he's what gives me pause about just saying, look, we gotta eat this sandwich and then get into the draft. It's because of Steph. What do you do? It's like you can't do him dirty, man. He's Steph at the end of the day. So,
no, and I also think it's because he's more reasonable than a lot of superstars in not just the league now, but across league history. I mean, how many guys, especially in the, it feels like the diva generation of superstars, would be pounding on the door saying, like, this is one thing that does piss me off a little bit about the whole Giannis thing. Can we just say that Giannis has requested a trade?
Yeah.
They're trying to sugarcoat this thing like Giannis isn't the bad guy in all this because I don't know if they're trying to preserve his image or whatnot, but the guy's pissed off, he's disgruntled, and he asked for a trade. That's the only reason that he's available right now.
He asked for a trade. I think that this isn't just over the last week, the last month. I think he's asked for a trade going back to last year. There's a reason why. They don't go to the New York Knicks, and that conversation does not happen unless Giannis says, get me to the Knicks. And they almost pulled the trigger on that. The Knicks and the Bucks had a sit down, and they talked about Giannis's availability.
Well, that's why I think that's...
And that Giannis orchestrated that. So in terms of him wanting a trade, he's been pushing this button for a while.
Yeah, but that's the difference to me between Giannis and Steph. I think Giannis is a really good guy, and all of the, media coverage of him it's generally positive, but he's quietly been closer to LeBron than he has Curry as far as a pseudo GM in recent years.
Sabotaging your team?
Yes, they're in the situation they are right now because of Giannis Antetokounmpo, not because they made bad choices. They've done everything to appease this guy and get him what he wants, and he's picked the wrong partner. To your point, it's why a lot of front offices say, players, leave the player stuff to you, and we'll deal with the big boy decisions, because the moment you start doing stuff out of desperation, which is to me the way the Bucks have acted since they've won a championship, then you dig yourself a hole. I don't view trading for Giannis as a desperate move by the Warriors because he is that great. But to me, it would be unwise if you cannot trade for Giannis to spend your capital elsewhere. To me, it's Giannis or bust. Either you're going to sit in this thing and try and maybe get into the lottery or compete or whatever you can do, or you trade for Giannis. I don't think there's a middle ground.
What cracks me up is the Thanasis scenario. It kind of reminds me of The Sopranos. Like, just imagine this scenario that they get rid of Giannis and Thanasis is still there. It's like there was a scene in The Sopranos where Junior's crew, that's Tony's uncle, Tony Soprano, tries to orchestrate a hit on Tony Soprano, and it goes awry. So Tony takes out everybody, doesn't take out his uncle, but takes everybody out in his family, except for one guy.
Thanks for spoiling it.
Now that Junior has been under control, there's one guy left, and it's Bobby Bacala. And he calls Bobby into his office. Bobby's got nothing. Like, he lost Junior. He lost his entire crew. He just walks in, and Tony's like, what's going on? Like, that's the meeting I think Milwaukee would love to have with him. What do you want? Milwaukee would love to say, get the hell out of here. Go join your brother.
Yeah, but we got to get something back for Bobby, not Bobby Portis.
You're not getting anything back for Thanasis.
Well, not for Thanasis.
Thanasis.
However you say his name. Yeah, you're not getting anything back.
I would love if we were to turn that into a movie or streaming sort of episodic show.
The Sopranos?
No, this scene that's going on right now with the Milwaukee Bucks. I would love that to write that line when they finally tell Giannis, okay, go and take your brother with you.
You've been traded to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Along with Thanasis. Get him out of here. All right, let's go to the coach. The coach is in Vallejo. What's up, Coach? Good morning, man. Good to hear from you.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. And, of course, I love your show. I do have a little issue, though, when you're talking about the development of Kuminga and Moody. And development is kind of like a buzzword. No one really knows what that means. And now, in the case of Kuminga and Moody, where Kerr and the organization made their mistake, their second year, when Kerr wasted 1,000 minutes on Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome, that was supposed to be for Kuminga and Moody. That was their second year, right after the championship year, where they both helped in the finals against Boston. Okay? Kerr set them for 2 G Leaguers, and they used up all their minutes, and that should have been the development time for Kuminga and Moody. So I don't think those picks were necessarily bad. They just weren't utilized properly. That's my take on that. And we must not assume that Steve Kerr is always right in his decisions, okay? He was wrong last night. not playing Guy Santos and Spencer down the stretch instead of Pajemski and Buddy Hield. So I think we go in with this myopic view of thinking that whatever Kerr does is correct. And development, whatever that means, I don't know. I don't know how you develop on a team when Steph Curry's on the team, but development is in the eye of the beholder. And I think Kuminga showed after not playing for 16 games, he gets in there and he just does great. And for 2 games, then he got hurt again. I think he's shown a lot of development. So I think we need to be a little careful because listeners hang on to every word you guys say. And some of us take your word as gospel. So when we denigrate a player, I think we should take some responsibility in that. But with all that said, I'd like to listen to your comment, and please respond on the phone because I'm not watching on TV. Thanks.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for the words. Hopefully people have just taken away from
It's not gospel, let me tell you.
I was going to say, the only thing I hope people have taken away from today is that the Seahawk does not exist. That is a fact. It's called an osprey.
Do you want to respond to the coach? The coach, by the way,
it sounds like you were
points.
Well, you were going to, throw.
I just want to let people know
water
that
on
this is not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We are not whatever we say. We are not prophets.
Who, by the way, some holes.
What? In the Bible?
In the New Testament. Some holes.
All right. You want to leave on that note?
Well, just saying, people taking the word as gospel.
What is going on here?
All right. You're going to leave, Coach is waiting for you to
and that's what
enlighten him.
You said that you were going to respond to him. I'm waiting for you to take reins of this thing.
That's too much pressure, man. You enlighten the people.
The stagecoach is going off track, Dan, and you need to get...
Coach is waiting. We're on the clock here.
Well, now I lost my train of thought.
He wants you to tell him, and you also keep in mind you have the burden that people are listening to what it is that you're saying and taking it as gospel is what he said. So,
okay.
So choose your words
carefully. Whether you think
carefully.
the guys have developed or not, it doesn't matter. They're not helping the team as much as other players that were drafted in their position. That's just a fact. And if it's the Warriors' fault, if it's their fault, if it's Dan Devone and Evan Giddings' fault for speaking the wrong words on this angelic radio station, then it doesn't matter. The Warriors are in this position because they have made a lot of mistakes. And I believe 2 of those mistakes have been drafting Kuminga and Moody into a situation where either they don't fit or their skill set has not been good enough to help push the Warriors past a place where we're considering mortgaging the entire future for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The only reason the Warriors are trying to get this second star, or third if you want to include Jimmy, is because there hasn't been much to make them think the other way. Right now, the only reason the Warriors, to me, are in a position to even trade for Giannis is because Houston and San Antonio don't want him. Otherwise, they could just give up OKC. But they don't want Giannis because they have what everybody covets, and that's young talent. Also, we got to go, huh?
They might at the end of the season when they recalibrate. You're supposed to say, and go in peace.
Oh, and go in peace, my son.
Boston, we got anything for him?
Or daughter.
The gospel? Told him to get
What kind of church do you go to, Pasta?
What? Pasta. That is so perfect for him.
All right. Well, on that note, that'll do it for us here on Warriors This Week. Dan Devone.
God bless you, children.
Yeah, God. Yeah. Father Dan, thank you. To Steve Risotto, Big Vic, thanks for hanging out. You got a real taste of what radio's like in this town. For Dan Devone, my name is Evan Giddings saying so long and enjoy the rest of your Sabbath today, tomorrow, and forward.
Bless you, children.
Amen.
Amen.
You know what? Let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Hey, we can invite our friends over and all take turns yelling at the TV during the game.
But first, we should get a new